What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Spurs Corner, the best place to be on a Tuesday night. We've had to move it because... Why have we moved it?
The Tories are on tomorrow.
That's it, Spurs. Do you know what? How bad I don't even know when we're playing anymore. That sums it all up, doesn't it? That literally sums it up. I don't even care when we play anymore. Anyway, thank you for being here. Best place to be on a Tuesday night. Smash like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. You know the drill by now. Get your comments in. We'll go for as many as we can. Any questions? We will discuss where possible. Good to have you back. As always, the club that doesn't stop giving has given us a whole lot more to talk about. Let's get this show on the road. JP, how you doing, man? You all right? Good?
Yep. Not too bad. Obviously, was down at the game at the weekend, and we met some Sunderland fans before in the pub. Had a good bit of banter with them. I think you boys still were spot on. Iggy was a win for Sunderland, right? But we had a good banter and stuff like that, and then going to the game, and it's just afterwards. I think the best thing about that day was, do you know what? We had a good meal.
Yeah, the highlight of the day was definitely the kebab afterwards. Just to set the record straight, in the pub, I said to the Sunderland fans, "Don't worry about anything." And but we had, man. We got like 6 players missing, man. Like all this, the AFCON. I said, guys, you're coming to Spurs, right? We've won 4 games all season. They didn't believe the stat. I said, listen, it's going to be 1-1 today. You won't beat us, but we ain't going to beat you. And he goes to me, "Oh, you're the most pessimistic fans." I said, "Come and talk to me after the game about pessimism. After the game, come find me." He didn't find me because I didn't go back to the pub. But anyway, Maz, how you doing? You all right?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Another week. Another great result for Frank Ball. Another month where we're going to be wondering. I should say, transfer window where we're going to be wondering who's going to come in through the door. But we all know that no one's really going to come in through the door, and we're just going to get disappointed like we always do. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, and we desperately need some signings, and we will discuss why in a few minutes. Iggy, congratulations! The only fan out of 62,000 in the stadium who actually claps when Vicario does something good. Talk us through what happened, Iggy. Explain to the audience what happened.
What kind of introduction is that, man? Straight in there. Listen, first of all, big up to every one of you. Happy New Year, man. Happy New Year. I haven't seen I haven't been on since last year. So first and foremost, yeah. Happy New Year to you. First game of the season, I went to watch Spurs. I hadn't been there since the cup game, I believe, against Man City, when Timo Werner scored a winner for that one. And this time around, I've gone to this one, and Ben Davies scored for us. So it just gets more and more strange. But listen, above all else, it was good to see some old faces at the stadium. People I hadn't seen in a long time, and you guys as well. So it was good from that point of view. It was good being in a stadium. It was good seeing people that, like I said, I hadn't seen in a while. And then the game started, and that was the end of that. Once the game started, it was.
What happened with Vicario, Iggy? What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what happened with Vicario. We had. How can I put it? We had a few people sitting behind us who were very, very
vocal,
very quick to let you know, or very quick to let the players know when they weren't doing something right. Very vocal about it, very explicit in their words they used. And in one instance, I believe there was a situation where a ball came into the box, and I'm not sure what happened with Vicario, where he kind of went up and he kind of got muscled off, and then on the rebound he missed it. And they were very, very quick to get onto him about that. And they weren't alone in doing that. But then there was another situation where balls come into the box from a wide area. He's come out of his box in a group with a group of players in that ready to jump for that ball. He's come in and he's punched it, and he's punched it quite far out. So I've gone up. Well done, Vic. I was like, big up, Vic, And I realised I was on my own. I've turned around and anyone else? No? I was like, and still by this point, he's pissing himself laughing. Absolutely, because I was going, anyone else? No? No, everyone missed that one, funny enough. But when and this is the thing that happens at White Hart Lane. I mean, this year it's Vicario and maybe tell.
Anyone else?
Over the years, Spurs have always had a player where all the fans kind of get on his back. Always. In years, I can, as far as you like. And it just seems to be this year. It's the keeper. You know who else got it a lot from Colin Wine, man. He was getting it a lot, and I was surprised.
Because he was shit. That's why he was getting it.
Iggy, you missed something out. It was the funniest thing you did, right? So now the narrative had been set that the whole stadium, as soon as Vicario, literally as soon as he makes a mistake. Not even a second goes by, they're on him. Like, they're proper on him.
What about the shot at the end still? Do you remember the shot at the end? Where he tipped over the bar?
Wait. Right, towards the end of the game, this player, he took this shot. It was like a rocket. Just
that's the one.
Vicario, snap reaction, tipped it over the bar. And the guy
I'm glad you heard it as well as I did. I thought this kid's a joker.
Like, this guy rocket, this shot was going about 100 miles an hour. He tips it over the bar, and the guy behind goes, "Fucking hell, catch it!" Right?
I'm like, "Well, come on, man! Now you're taking liberties now."
Wait. You looked over your shoulder. You went, "Catch it, yeah? Catch it!"
Yeah, catch it. It was like, yeah, catch it. I'm like, mate. Like, when you've got it in for a player, it's absolutely fine. You don't like a player, That's absolutely your right to be like. But to actually come out with stupidity, like, catch it, mate. I'm like, mate, you having a laugh? Like catch it. I'm like, have you ever played in goal before? Like, how are you going to catch a ball like that? And that ball was that would have been 2-1 to them, and that would have been game over. So I'm like, I'm absolutely fine that not everyone's going to like Vicario, whoever, whichever player, I get that. But to start saying some shit like, it's as if someone gets the ball at 45 yards out and say, "Come on, man, take the shot." It wasn't realistic, and it just reminded me, Maz. It just reminded me of how when it's bad at Tottenham, when it's bad in the stadium, when it's bad in the stands, it is really, really bad.
It's bad.
And honestly, I hadn't been there, like I said, since last season. It's probably... I don't know about you, still, because you go off more often than I do. I don't remember it being that bad for a very long time.
Because we've had about 2-3 years of instability now, right? That's why. And everyone's come to the realization that we came to a long time ago.
Do you know what it is, Maz? They pump the music up at the beginning of the game, get the crowd going, and everyone's getting going. The flags are all going. The trumpet comes out. My main man comes out with a trumpet, and everything's good. Now everyone's at a nice, and then the game starts, man. And do you know what? I'm gonna say this. I know we're gonna be talking about the game, but I actually thought we were decent first half. Yeah, we lacked a little bit of quality in the final third, but I thought we actually were a little bit decent. We played all right in the first half. But again, when decision making in the final third is always a letdown.
You had some guests, right? Your other half, Sophie, her cousins were with us, right? That's the only reason we went to the game, because Iggy had guests and I.
I had guests. One of the whites, Tottenham. They wanted to see the new stadium.
Game,
so let's
you
go.
got all the atmosphere, it's a bit of singing, the trumpet, and
they loved it. And then the game started.
You leaned over me and you said to the cousins, You go, good atmosphere, yeah, good atmosphere. Wait at the end. Boom!
I told him what would happen. I told him what would happen. I told him. I said, "You see this atmosphere, you see the stadium, everything else." He goes, "Watch, you're going to see at the end of the game, everyone's going to be booing." And right on cue, man. As soon as the final whistle ended, boo and everything else. And we'll get into the fact that Thomas Frank, for all the crap that Spence and Van der Ven took for going off straight off after he was literally done a little circle where he clap, 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 and he went straight under the tunnel. He didn't even come all the way around. And that is
he heard the booze, man.
To a T.
One last thing before we properly start.
Baby, second, ole ole. I saw. We're gonna start talking about that.
We'll talk about the generational legend that is Ben Davies as well.
The mighty Ben Davies.
The two cousins, right? They support Olympiakos in Greece. One of them's a Liverpool fan. I think the other one, I think he was a Gooner actually. Was he a Gooner?
Yeah, I think he said he was a Gooner. But he wanted to come and see the
new stadium. They just wanted to experience the stadium and English football. They've never properly been to. Anyway, they're sitting there, and he goes, Tottenham 3-1 today. He goes 3-1. He goes, you win 3-1. 3-1. I said, nah. He goes, watch. At half time, it was 1-0 Spurs at half time. He goes downstairs, being Greeks, they had to go outside and have like 16 cigarettes at half time because they're having panic attacks. You know, all they do is smoke. And he goes to me, I told you, 3-1. It's 1-0 now, 3-1. I said, okay, maybe he's right. And then I go to him, mate, we're shit. You don't realise we're not good. And he goes, no. And then about 5 minutes from the end, Bergvall went to take a throw in and he dropped the ball. Do you remember when he dropped the ball? He turns around to me, right? He turns on his shoulder. He goes, "You're shit." He goes, "You're shit," like that. I tried
That's
to tell you,
you know what, boys? That second half, honestly, that was the epitome of the second half for Tottenham Hotspur. That Richarlison ball they could have played first time into Moane on the left-hand side, and he ended up taking a couple of more touches before it got, and then that was an opportunity to go 2-0 up, and then that very throw, oh my God! And I was like, after that throw, I looked at Stoke, I was, let's go, man.
I've not seen a throw that bad, Iggy, but Emerson did it a couple of times when he was here.
And what did we say about him? What did we say about Chicken Royale?
Yeah, but he washed it.
Yeah.
No, when I saw that, when that happened, I looked at Stel. I said, "Stel, let's go, man. Let's just go. I don't want to be here to the end anymore. I'm done with this now." And that was it. That was pretty much the experience that I had at the stadium again. And then after the game, I seen other faces, other YouTubers as well that were there. And then they listen. I don't know what they've said in their own streams after the game, but I saw their faces. And they were the same as we were, just like, why, you know? You could see it. You could see that they were all like, man, this is so bad. And the thing is, it's not getting any better. And when you see managers like Maresca going, Amorim going, and you're thinking to yourself, well, Maresca, I'm sorry, but I don't think he was doing too. I don't think he was doing.
No, we've got to give him a chance, Iggy. We've got to give him at least 3-4 years, spend 500 million, and see what happens.
You know, Amorim, you know, he got let go, and I'm thinking, well. Now everyone knowing that Slot's after that. Now Slot is under some serious pressure. He could be going as well. And I'm thinking, how comes Maresca, Amorim, potentially Slot could be going, and we're like, mate, no. But the difference with him is,
but it's not the manager's fault, Iggy. He doesn't pick the players. He doesn't buy the players. You know, it's all ENIC and the players. You know, it's not the manager's fault.
Listen, I'll say this. I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be the first one to say it. When Frank took over, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I think he's the right man for the job. I'll say it, no problem. But that doesn't mean because I thought that in the summer. It doesn't mean because I have to stand on that and say, no, it's the right person. I can turn around here on January the 6th, on the day of the Epiphany, and say to you guys, he ain't the one. He's not
flip-flop, man.
He's not the one for this team. He's not the one. He's not strong enough for the club. That doesn't mean. All right, listen. I'll bite that straight out of your hand. That doesn't mean Ange it was the one either. Ange done well, won the Europa, but 22 league defeats. I'm sorry, man. I'm not dismissing that. You can think any way you want. I'm saying it doesn't mean because Frank isn't the one. It doesn't mean that Ange was the one either. Ange was not the one. He had to go after 22.
Now, listen, I agree. Just because Frank left, sorry, just because Frank's doing crap doesn't mean Ange was the answer. I do agree. Listen, I do agree. We should have got a manager with European experience, winning pedigree to build on the trophy of last year, being in the champ. Listen, I agree, Iggy. I'm bantering with the whole Ange thing and just doubling down on it.
Frank is not the one either. But having said that, even though I don't think Frank... Listen, Frank is not the one for me now. I'll say this today. He's not the one because he hasn't got... I haven't seen any patterns of play in the last few months that makes me believe that there's anything happening at Spurs. I don't think the team is... The players are completely following him. I don't see any improvements from game to game. I have not seen a 3-4 game spell where I've said, you know what, I can see what Frank's trying to do now. No, I haven't seen anything sustainable in the last 5-6 months now. Half a season, that makes me think that he's the one, which is why it's the reason that, for me, he has to go.
This was my worry.
But what do you expect him to do when you sign Paulinho, Kudos, Mawani,
let me stop you there because I said this on Saturday. How is this possible? Sunday rather. How is this possible? We desperately needed a number 6. We've gone and got a really good number 6. In my opinion, he still is a very good number 6, and we don't play him. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why.
This is why I said stick with Ange for 10 games. It wasn't because I thought Ange was the best, because clearly defensively he was a nutcase. But I just felt that there was a togetherness with the players having gone through that journey and winning that trophy. There was something there for them to maybe try and get some momentum for next season. It was a risk. It would have been a massive risk to do it. And the club probably did their calculations and said, we ain't taking that risk, sorry. And fair play, someone's got to make a decision. But I just felt that would have been worth taking on the basis that I remember when I coached, it's very difficult to get a group of players that are properly like this, and nothing bonds you more than winning something together. Nothing bonds you more than that.
But even if they were all together like that, would that have stopped the high line?
JP, that was the JP because
VDV's.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing. Because the players approached him, and we spoke about this last year. We said, top players like Maldini and oh my God, name me some defenders from Milan back in the day.
Baresi.
Right, they would go to the manager and say, Gaffer, listen, this ain't working, change it. They would do that. And our players did that. They actually said, listen, change it. It don't work for us. And he did change it. He said, right, fine, let's do what you say. And part of me thought, you know what? Maybe he'll find that balance between his attack and listening to the players. Maybe. But listen, it doesn't matter because we'll never know.
It's irrelevant.
We never know. But
I think that's what I said to you on Sunday.
JP, if we hired Glasner, brought back Conte, if we did something like that, I would have said, you know what? Get rid of Ange. Do it. Get rid of him. Because that's
the problem, isn't it?
On Sunday, I said to you, if only he was not as stubborn and just dropped the line back a little bit, just defended a little bit. If he spent a little bit of time concentrating on the defense.
Well, he did it in Europe. The players told him, and he did it. Frank, is he listening to the players? Do you guys think Frank? Are the players even bothered telling Frank? Are they approaching him and saying, Gaffer, this is too defensive. This is too negative. We need to be, teams when they get on top. Because one thing I've noticed with Frank is, they say he's a tactical magician and he's a masterclass tactician. What I've noticed is he changes tactics to make us more defensive.
To suit the opposition.
Yeah, like he won't, in a game, he won't say, right, I'm going to change it to make us more attacking in the game, unless there's nothing to lose, unless it's just desperate stuff. We're fucked. We're 2-0 down, right? I've got no choice. if it's 1-1 or 1-0,
He doesn't go for it.
This is what I mean. He doesn't tactically change it then to put the
To
down.
kill the game. To go and kill the game for us.
Exactly.
I don't understand. There's a lot of fans. There must be a lot of fans, right? And look at the Spurs game, and there's nobody that can tell me that they are seeing progression. They are seeing from one game to another to the next. We've had moments. Don't get me wrong, we have had moments. At the beginning, I did say I felt that defensively, we went for a while where we weren't conceding, or certainly not conceding like stupid goals. Like we defensively, we were better. We started off better until we went to another run of started conceding goals for fun. I did see that, but very little else, man. And I understand people can tell me around, say to me, the players, we need to improve the players. But listen, and nothing for me has changed at the club and the board to suggest that we are showing a different side to us now that Levy has gone, because we are 6-7 days into it.
Yeah, but
we're not linked with anybody.
It's not going to be a different club overnight, so we've got to give them a little bit of grace on that. But what I would say, but what I would say is that there's been enough stats floating around, social media about Spurs. Sky Sports have put it up. There's been guys putting on various different shows, bringing up stats. There's stuff going on around on Twitter. And when you look at all the stats and you compare all of the team and the players, it's all regressing, right? The only positive stat that's come out of this is that we're 3 points higher than what we were at this point last season. But everything else is diabolical. Now, if it is the players, right, and it's only the players, then what you're going to do? Bin off all the players all in one go and buy a whole new team? No, you're not. You're gonna slowly replace them. But I don't believe it's the players. I think it's more the manager than the players, because you don't get, let's say, a player like Porro being technically one of our best players in terms of being on the ball, passing, crossing, trying to beat his man, and even scoring at points, to being this season abysmal. I know, in fact, I would even say last season he wasn't very good in terms of where he was in Andrew's first season. The same with Romero. You don't get.
Is that not him showing his true colours? Like, how?
Well, it's
impossible, Maz. How's that? That's not Frank's fault, right?
No, it's not. No, that's not Frank's fault. But a lot of that, when you start seeing a team lacking in confidence or not agreeing with the tactics or things aren't going their way, then that's when all these things start coming out. Same thing happened to Man United for the last few years, because they didn't believe in Amorim, right? One sec. And it's the easy way out just to say, oh, it's the players, it's the team. Yes, we've got a lot of average players and a lot of players that I don't like at the club, and they should never be at Tottenham. But the evidence suggests that when they want to turn it on, they can. Right? They've done that by winning the Europa. When they needed to be gritty, defend well, and get the game, they could. And in certain games under Frank, they've shown against Man City, a couple of games versus PSG, etc., and Brentford, that they can turn it on when they want to. So why is it 1 week they look great and the next week they're rubbish? Sorry.
What I would say really quickly, Maz. Sorry, Iggy. Really quickly, I would say, Maz, is they can't do it consistently. They have shown in the odd game they can do it, but they can't do it consistently.
But consistency isn't. I agree, but they're not consistently a bottom 10 team, are they? They should be consistent. If they're going to be inconsistent, at least be 9th, 8th, or 7th.
But
right?
Last season and this season proves they are.
No, last season does, but the season before doesn't. Isn't it relatively the same team?
But the start of this season, it means progressively they're getting to that level.
Okay. Let's put it this way then. It's not Nottingham Forest team right? When you look at how they did in Nuno's season, the season before, and this season, is it the players or the manager that's caused that? They changed the manager and the team went down, right? So it is the manager. It's not the players, because they wouldn't have done that well the season before, Nottingham Forest, and everyone was praising them on how good they were.
Guys, the problem at Tottenham, and for years, it hasn't just been the manager. The manager is a problem right now. The players, we can say that for the level that we require or that we want to see Tottenham in, they're not all at that level. But we also have a problem with the club. So it's not just one thing, it's three things. And like you guys said,
I agree,
the situation at the club is not going to be sorted out immediately. But so we say, okay, we've put the club thing to one side because it's not an immediate solution. But then you go to watch the team, and we watch the games this season. I'm like, mate, this team is not. It's not happening. Like I said it earlier on. I don't see patterns of play. I don't see a style of play. I don't see how we go at teams, especially at home. We have been appalling at home. We have been a good away. I'll say that we have been. Points wise, we're picking up points consistently, and the best away game that we saw was probably against Man City in terms of how we played and how we set up to play and how we you see there.
That's
we went
the
with
only
a plan,
really good game we've played.
I know, but still, what I'm trying to say, we went with a plan.
That's the only good game
I know, but what I'm trying to say is, we went there with a plan. We saw how we wanted to play, and we executed it in exactly the way we wanted to play it. We all saw that. So I'm thinking, how is that from that game?
He started Carlino in that game,
we don't
and now
have
he
a
drops
style.
him every week.
Yeah, you know what? I need to come in on this, right? I always see this in the comments, right? And I blame all the YouTube community for this, right? We all know that the players are average and they're not good. We've been saying it for the last 2 years.
Even the good ones that we have, we're not playing them. Like
but our players are not as bad, right, as what they're showing. Therefore, you can't just blame everything on the players. It's the whole collective that's wrong. It's the manager that's wrong, right? Pipes in the thing says, oh, you're rating our players too highly. I'm not rating them too highly because I don't expect them to do anything better than 8th or 9th this season. I think I predicted 9th this season, right? But on current form, we are 13th, 14th on current form.
Do you know?
Therefore, hold on, Stel. Therefore, me saying that the players are better than what they're showing is very simple. I expect them to be anywhere from 9th to 8th. That's where I expect the team to be. But right? Last season, hold on. Sorry. Last season, we all went through the analysis of Ange, right? When he was losing games, and we went through all of the teams in the bottom 10 and their squads, right? And no one predicted us to be 17th. Everyone said the season before 6th, 7th, 5th, etc., etc. Now all of a sudden, these same group of players, everyone's just writing them off like they're the problem. A lot of the people in our chat were bigging up some of the players we brought in. Right? Romero, Van der Ven, internationals, right, for their clubs. Porro, international. Adoji, okay, he is always injured and he hasn't been playing too well because he's constantly injured, but he was an international. A lot of our squad are fully fledged international players. So you can't, and you compare those international players to the bottom 10 teams. There's no way on paper with a squad value of 800-900 million, whatever transfer market says, right, that these players are fucking relegation form.
The thing that a lot of fans said earlier on in the season when they were jumping on the Frank train and just, you know, the guy could do no wrong. He was the second coming of Pep Guardiola. When it started to unravel, what a lot of the YouTubers, podcasters, online Spurs fans started saying is, well, what do you expect him to do? Look at the attackers he had at Brentford. He had Tony, Mbeumo, Wissa, Norgard, Damsgaard. Look what he's got here. So what I find interesting now is Frank's Pete's coach, who was one of the only coaches that didn't come across with him, who stayed at Brentford, who's now the manager of Tottenham. So Frank's set Pete's coach is the manager of Brentford now. He doesn't have Norgard. He doesn't have Wissa. He doesn't have Mbuemo. He doesn't have Ivan Toney. All the players that I was told, but this is why Frank's struggling because he hasn't got those players. Frank's ex-coach doesn't have any of those players, none of them. And look at Brentford right now in the league. They're 7th. So how are Brentford 7th in the Premier League doing better without Frank, with the ex-set piece coach who's been promoted to manager, without the attacking players that Frank had, that everyone's saying if we had those players? How's that happening? And no one can give me an answer to that. Nobody can justify that, because the reality is he's doing a good job with what he's got. And Frank is not doing a good job with what he's got. And I know this is fact, and I can back it up, because I was saying a couple of weeks ago on the Spurs 5, I was saying, because I was arguing with Lubo, because we have different opinions on this. I said to him, if you've got 1 or 2 players that are underperforming compared to last season, you could say there's a problem with the player. This is a player issue. But when the collective, a lot of the players are performing worse than last season, that's not an individual player error. That is a coaching failure. That's called, when there's collective failure, it's a management coaching failure. So if you look at last season, and Sean ran the numbers last night, if you look at last season, our passing accuracy, our through balls, our pass completion, so the attacking forward passing type of play, Bentancur, Porro, and I can go on and on and on. So many players, their stats were in the 80s, mid 80s to high 80s. Now they're in the 70s. That's a significant drop off, and that's for so many players. How have they all dropped off? Look how we played under Ange, front-footed attacking, kamikaze defending. Look how we played under Frank. Pragmatic defensive, attacking doesn't exist. So that's why it's happening. This is coaching, guys.
Yeah,
and check this out as well. Check this out as well, just so people can understand. This is a chart of the number of through balls attempted this season and how many shots after those through balls. Spurs are rock bottom by a mile. We're below Wolves. We're below Leeds. We're below Fulham. Are you telling me? Are you telling me that Wolves on 6 points can play more forward passes, more through balls, and get more shots away than us?
Precisely,
Right.
because still leave that on, right? Because, and it goes to my point. If you look at all of those squads from where we are to Bournemouth, you wouldn't say on paper that they've got any better squads than what we have. If we were literally where Bournemouth were, I would accept it, and I'd be like, yeah, it's an average squad with a lot of crap players. That's where I would expect us to be.
But
Exactly.
Can I say one thing, though?
As bad as I think the players are, and as much criticism as I gave them, I don't think they should be anywhere near 20th to 10th.
I will say our defensive stats are better, though. Our defensive stats under Frank are better. I will say that.
Because we don't attack.
What I was going to say was, though,
He's coach defending. That's why he's coach defending.
with that table, in all fairness, and I'm not defending Frank, but he doesn't play that style of football. He's not playing through ball style football. He wants it lumped to the spot and then cross straight into the box.
But hold on, JP. Sean Dyche doesn't play that football. He's above us. Sean Dyche.
But you can see still in a game, you can see the way he does want them to play. It's boot it up to Kudos, or if it ever gets wide, they just aimlessly cross it into the box. They don't play little balls anymore. They don't play one. We saw. Sorry, 2 seconds. We sat there and watched Crystal Palace. They were doing triangles around us. We don't do that. We lump the ball forward.
Sunderland's passing in the last 30 minutes. I've seen nothing like that from Spurs all season.
The goal. That's not a fluke, man. That ball played into him. He does a 1-2 with the guys inside of him, plays him back in and strikes it. Mate, these are little patterns of play that I'm talking about. It doesn't just happen like that. But what I did notice from my point of view on Sunday was how many long balls Vicario was doing from the back. That I've never seen before. We've always tried to play from the back, albeit we're not great at it, don't get me wrong. But now we're getting a goalkeeper to launch the balls to the wide areas and to the striker. Richarlison was letting us down because he's not linking it. He's
He
not
can't
bringing
head the
us.
ball. He can't hold it.
He can't.
do
He's not
anything.
that player where he's going to bring it
First
down
touch is
and play off seconds. We're not that team either. So if we're not this team with the long balls, we're not teams that we're playing. Vertical football. We don't really overkill it on the horizontal ones either. So I'm just trying to.
There's nothing, Iggy. There's nothing.
That's the thing I'm trying to get at, JP. Like in 6 months that he's been in charge, we still don't have an identity of how we want to play with the players that we have. And yes, we've had injuries, but no more than what everyone else has had. And lastly, like I don't truly believe that everyone's playing
Bought
for him.
into it. Yeah.
No,
But it's almost
I
like little
saw
kids
enough
football.
on Sunday to suggest that not everyone's on board with the way he wants to play, man. I'll tell you who they are. I'll tell you who I think they are. I think Richarlison's playing for him.
He's getting the game.
I think Gray's playing for him. I think obviously Davis and stuff like that. For as long as he gets involved, he'll play for him. And maybe one or two of the wingers. I don't think Bentancur is anywhere near the level that he's playing the level. I don't think Romero. I don't think Van der Ven's signing a new contract if Frank stays. I don't think he's involved in there. I think Van der Ven is doing his bit, but he's not there. Romero's dropped off massively. The keepers were dropped off massively. Spence is still doing his bit. And then who the midfielders are we talking about now?
Well, Palhinha can't be happy.
Palhinha's out of the squad, so I don't know where that leaves us here. So who are we talking about? Maybe Kudus? But I don't know. Kudus has gone way off since the start of the season. He's just gone in a massive decline. So tell me, with the exception of 2 or 3 players that I've just mentioned, who is actually playing for him? I'll tell you now, Richarlison, Gray, yeah?
And Davis.
And that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Probably, yeah.
All the players we want
for us, our biggest players in the team, but it's not even our biggest players, guys. We've got to look at it. Our biggest characters: Romero, Van der Ven, Vicario, Bentancur. These are characters. They're not just players. They are characters. These characters are gone. They're not showing that character that we know that they have. And when I mean characters, when you're going through the difficulties, like Bentancur used to be that box to box, will join our attacks. He's not even allowed to cross the halfway line. He's not playing anywhere near.
You can see that, can't you?
I saw it on Sunday.
He's told
but
not to go there.
The thing is, JP, I thought that when I see it on TV. But when you go to the game and you go to live, you really do get another perception because you get to see them off the ball as well as on the ball. And I'm telling you guys, they are not involved, man. They are not there. They're there, but they're not there. And when that happens, I'm sorry, man. It comes down to the manager. And I'll look at the manager on the sidelines, and I looked at him for a good 10 minutes for the first half and second half. He's inactive, completely and utterly inactive. It's as if he's watching the game like us, and he's not allowed to interfere. He's not allowed to get involved. And I'm thinking, mate, you only do that when the team is playing on memory. You know, when they've got the memory that everyone knows what they're doing, and you could just sit back and say, you know what, I'm watching my team play and I'll deal with it on training. We're not like that, guys. We're not like that on in the stands, on the pitch, the club. That unity that we once had, it's not there, man. It's not there.
This is exactly why we should have given Ange the first 10 games. This is exactly why I was saying.
Listen, I don't believe that.
We've lost
I know
that.
you think that. I know you think that still. I don't believe that.
Iggy, the players were with him. Iggy, the players were with him, man. They were. You can't deny him that.
Listen, it's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. I just think that.
Iggy, were you at the parade?
Yeah, of course I was there.
Did you not see the players with him? They were with him, man.
Yeah, of course I did. Of course I did. But the main character got killed.
They were grabbing the mic, starting the Ange Postecoglou songs. Okay, they were half drunk as well.
But the problem that you got is that the manager that we hired after Ange Postecoglou has not been the one. So it doesn't
We need a
mean
winner.
that
We need a
Ange
winner.
going was the wrong
We need a
decision.
winner.
You might disagree with it. I don't. I think Ange going was the right decision. It's just that the person that we brought in that was supposed to take us to the next step in terms of playing and all the things that we didn't see under Ange, like the
Can
defensive
I
side
ask
of
you a
it.
question, Iggy? Can I ask you a question?
Coaching
We got it
players.
wrong. We have to say today.
Let
We
me
got
ask you
it
a
wrong.
question.
It's as simple as
Let
that.
me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. With Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Porro fit, Paulinho joining us, and then Moani, Simmons, and Kudus added to the team. Do you not think if Andrew was here, we'd be playing better football than what we're seeing?
Listen, we'll still be playing exactly the same as we were last season. We'll still be playing that high line. Van der Ven will be snapping his hamstrings like he did last season.
didn't think Ange played good football.
My question is, do you think
show
we'll
any
be playing?
signs.
No, that's not my question. No, hold on. My question is, do you think we'll be playing better football than what we're seeing now? Not the results. Do you think the
marginally better, but it's just two forms of crap football.
attacking-wise,
I didn't think Ange played good football. It was awful football. It was awful football, Ange's football. It was some of the most. When you were going,
defensively,
No.
it was.
No, but even attacking
was crap.
We used to take the piss out of it every week.
Yeah,
saying
horseshoe.
Our
Brendan Johnson
XG
getting tapping.
and our attacking metrics were in the top 3 or 4 consistently.
Yeah, fine, because we created a lot of what was it? Yeah, crosses where we smashed it into people's knees for the tap-ins, right? But that wasn't exciting, though, was it?
No,
we were taking the piss out of it. It's better than this, yes. It's better than this, I agree. Yeah, I agree it's better than this.
It's better than this.
But I just want to bring up one comment.
Let's crack on.
Wait, where is it?
JP's had enough.
Right. We are Spurs TV. Good managers you start seeing signs of players improving when they come in.
Why is Pep's name in the same sentence as Frank?
No, because he was saying that Frank hasn't had time to have a proper transfer window, develop the players. And I said, yeah, but when good managers come in, you start seeing improvement straight away. And I gave examples of Pep, of Conte, of things like that. You start seeing an uplift in what they're doing. We haven't seen any uplift in anything. We've just seen regression.
Who did Pep take over from?
Mancini
or Pellegrino?
Pellegrino.
Pellegrini, sorry. You're right.
Did Pellegrini win the league?
Yeah, exactly.
Did Mancini win the league before him? So Pep Guardiola has taken that team and that club and elevated it. Of course he has. No two ways about that. Right? But he still took over from 2 managers that won the league. So they're on a different trajectory.
Frank has taken over a European Cup winning team.
You can't compare.
This is such a stupid comment. I'm sorry.
Anyway, my point is though, still before you go in on that,
you know how Pep Guardiola got the job at Barcelona? He was the Barcelona B team coach, and he got them from the B team, players that aren't good enough for Barcelona. They're just in the B team. He got them promoted. Did such a fantastic job. They said, mate, take over the first team, and he became the greatest manager in the world. He proved himself before he got the main job because he developed a group of players that weren't well known. And what he did with Xavi and Iniesta is second to none, man. He turned 2 5'10" midfielders into the best 2 midfielders in world football. They're not big, they're not powerful, they're not strong. He made them who they are. This is why I said to you off. Why is Pep and Frank's name in the same sentence? This is
Frank turned Mbumo into
my point is that good managers start developing players, right? Almost not obviously immediately, as in from day one, but you start seeing improvements, right? We're not seeing any improvements under Frank. There's not one player that you can categorically say, yeah, wow, he's really improved. There's not one player.
You know when fans
only work in the context of the. I keep saying this, guys. Individuals only flourish and only elevate your team when you have the context of the team game flourishing. You can bring in. That's why I'm worried.
It's down to him, though, isn't it?
When we look at Arsenal, I know Gabriel got injured. and then Saliba got injured. That player, they were in a situation right now that their best player can get injured, and they will replace him and do just as well for the next 2-3
Arteta won
games.
the
They may
FA
not do
Cup.
as well as if that player was there, but they are able to deal with it. Our context, guys, our context doesn't work.
Arteta took over a sinking ship and won an FA Cup in 6 months. The club was drowning. He's gone in, won them an FA Cup. He put credit in the bank.
I'm talking about now. But what I'm trying to say is
going into a situation that's difficult and getting what Maz said.
Listen, there's no excuse when you've been at a club for 6 months and you still haven't created an identity. No excuse for it, man. There's no excuse. At any level, whether you have a top 3-4 team, whether you have a middle section team, or whether you have a bottom, you go in and you set your principles out right. How long has Dyche had at Nottingham Forest? You know, he made an impact straight away, man. He said, "I want this done, and this is exactly how I want him to play in a very Sean Dyche way." That means that physically they're not going to get out muscled by team. They might get outplayed technically, but they're not.
Frank came in. Iggy.
So
Frank came in.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Frank came in, right? And we had an uplift for like 3-4 weeks. We played Man City. Then it's like from Man City, it's gone downhill.
We don't expect the season to go. Any manager's first season to go up and elevate all the time. You're gonna have a little dip, but then it comes up again. Mate, we had the initial up, and then it's been down ever since.
Yeah, but hold on. Home, but no. But hold on.
Away from home is the only.
Joel came in, right? Okay. Joel came in, Martin Joel, right? When he took over from what's his face, Santini, right? He came in when the team were down in the dumps, and he elevated us, right? We saw improvements when Joel came in. We saw what he was trying to do, right? Straight away. Good era. Redknapp came in when we were literally going to get like fucking relegated in terms of the first 8 games. We've done nothing. And we started seeing improvements under Redknapp, right? Poch came in. He had not so good first 6 months, but the team from that Aston Villa game when it was just about going to get sacked went on a different level. We all bought in. We're like, wow, okay, now we see what he's trying to do. Frank comes in. His 6 months, he's played 30 plus games now for Spurs. And what have we seen? Dog shit. And you know that he's doing bad. I'll tell you why we know he's doing bad. Because now I'm seeing Talk Sport and all of the pundits saying, oh, he's got to have time. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. Because that's exactly the same shit they've done with Ange. Right? They said, no, you've got to give him time. Even when we were bloody 17th, they were still saying, oh, you've got to give him time. And you're like, we're rubbish.
Do you know,
I'm convinced. Can I say, right, to people in the chat, don't take it the wrong way, but you're clueless, man. You're clueless. The reason Pep Guardiola has the job at Man City and was given the job at Bayern Munich and the job at Barcelona is because these elite clubs trust Pep to deliver with the assets they give them. The reason you hire Ancelotti, Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, Sir Alex Ferguson, the reason these managers are Mourinho, Conte is because you know you've either got good players or you've got big money to spend and you don't want to waste it. You want output, results for what you give them. That's why Frank doesn't get those big jobs. That's why Ange doesn't get those big jobs. That's why Nuno doesn't get those big jobs, because that's the level they're at. Nobody trusts them with those assets. If I've got Ronaldinho or I've got Beckenbauer or Gaza or Maldini or Pele, whoever, mate, I want the best manager in the world because I've got great assets and I want results with these players. Pep is trusted because he knows how to win. He knows how to play football and win, as does Ancelotti, as did Fergie, as did all the great managers. Frank ain't that guy, man. So when people say, oh, but Pep had Ronaldinho, yeah, because Pep earned the right to be given players like Ronaldinho. Pep earned the right to be given Harry Kane's and to be given Xavi's and Iniesta's that he did. He earned the right to have these players. He earned the right to have De Bruyne. He earned the right to have Haaland. What has Frank earned the right to, guys? What has Nuno earned the right to? What has Sean Dyche earned the right to? Nothing. Nothing, because they've never done anything to earn that right. And this is why when people bash Pep, oh, but he's only done it. What are you talking about? Like, if I own Goldman Sachs, the best investment bank in the world, I want the brightest, most intelligent bankers and mathematicians coming to me because I'm going to give them the best company to work at. I want the results. I'm not going to go and get some guy that's come out of, no disrespect, Middlesex University in Enfield round the corner to me who's just done a Bachelor of Honours in Art Foundation. Yeah, you come and work here. Don't work like that.
Yeah, but if also if they don't get the results, they're out, right?
Yeah. This is it. And people say, oh, but look what Pep had. Mate, Pep deserves that because he's elite.
Sorry.
This is why I just get so angry and pissed off when people compare Pep to...
I mean, the one thing I want to say about the style of football, and this is probably being disrespectful to the 10-year-olds, it honestly looks like it is junior football because it's boot the ball up there and see what happens. Oh, he took him out totally. I know he's gone, is he? Boot the ball up there and see what happens. Let it drop to someone and see what they can do with it. That honestly looks like the style of football that we're playing at the moment.
JP, do you know what the
it's
problem
terrible,
is?
JP. It's awful.
Do you know what the fucking problem is at this club? When we had Conte, we said it 100 times. The board should have backed him with top players. The board, that was the time to go all in.
Yeah.
That
when
was
he
the guy
got
to go all in with.
When he got top 4, when he came in with
They
all
should have
those
gone all in.
Dyers,
It wasn't just with Conte, with Jose, with Pochettino.
Yeah,
We've always
but Iggy, but
got
Conte was the man.
He was.
But do you know what I was thinking?
Jose, you could argue, was on his way down. He wasn't the Jose of Inter Milan, the Jose of Chelsea. Conte, we know he's still relevant because he went to Italy and fucking won Serie A with McTominay midfield, man. Right? He was still relevant. Conte was the man.
He's proved it over and over again that he's top.
And our fans turned
bottom
on him because
like you
we
said,
know better about tactics. We know better about formations. We know better
the
about
bottom line is we got a winner.
Conte.
We got a winner,
Conte.
and we didn't trust him with all of it, with everything. Because at the end of the day, that's
We
all
gave him
Napoli have
Lole
done.
and
They've given him
Danjuma,
what he wanted.
We gave him
He's
Lole
gone and
and
picked out the
Danjuma.
players that he wanted. I want this guy, I want that guy, and I want that guy, and I'll deliver the league. That's as simple as that. And
That's
I
what he
know
does.
the chat's going to go on and say Serie A and a Premier League. That's fine, but it's a league like any other league. At the end of the day, you get the players that he wants, and he'll say he'll deliver. It's as simple as that, and he has done. He's delivered the league, and he probably wouldn't. He'll probably deliver again. He's definitely in a challenging for it. But the bottom line is,
how right was Conte about Basuma? And everyone turned on Conte. Look what he's done to Basuma.
Exactly.
Why is he not playing Basuma? Look at Basuma. He's a crackhead. He's sitting there smoking balloons. Conte called it from day one. He said this guy's head's not right. He's not right in the head. What's he doing? Conte called it. From
Jose called out Dele Alli, and look what happened to him. That top managers know which players are going to fit into his squad and team, and which ones aren't. Right?
They look at the characters, man. They look at the characters and the mindset of the players.
Here's the thing. Here's one frustrating thing. Amorim's got sacked, right? And he said he done his post-match press conference where he says, "I've come here to be a manager and not a coach."
He did a Pochettino.
Yeah. And it's interesting because everyone's obviously reacted to that, right?
The board.
What has Frank come in to be? That's what my question.
Man. At the end of the day,
what is he coming to be? Because to me,
manager in the right hand will come.
Yeah, to me, if he's coming to be a head coach, then bloody improve the team that you've got then, and stop bloody complaining and get more out of the players.
We're going to attract, moving forwards, our up-and-coming managers who look at Tottenham as a stepping stone to where they've come from. No confirmed managers that have been winners anywhere else. We're not going to get those managers. So I don't know where this mindset.
I'm not saying that we can now.
No,
I'm not saying that we can now.
Saying, I don't know. Let's say Frank gets sacked tomorrow. Who can we attract for this job? If it doesn't involve money and wages, who can we attract that's not on the downside or it's already there?
If it doesn't involve money and wages,
but it has to involve money and wages.
It's going to be someone that's going to be up and coming. Up and coming
Yeah,
managers.
you can still get a good up and coming manager that's going to be that can succeed at Spurs.
We should have
but
hired
succeed.
Glasner. We should
What's
have hired
succeeding for you though?
Glasner. Listen, we should have hired Glasner because it was realistic. We should have got him in once we sat down.
Well, still can because I think Glasner will be gone at the end of the season.
He's going Man U. You wait and see. He'll end up at Man United.
I think they're going to
He'll
get
end up at
some
Man
shot
United.
until the end of the
Right,
season.
right,
We'll see.
Ryan Mason's on the shelf now, boys.
Listen,
There's people want to tell me that we're waiting for
Mason,
Pochettino after the World Cup. There's people that want to tell me that.
See, I'm not against Pochettino, even though he's not a winner. I'm not against it, only because.
No, but hold on, you got to be fair. He did win. It did, even though it's PSG and he had all the best players. He still won in
okay,
France.
he's won something. Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I would only have Poch back for 3 reasons. One, he actually would love to be the manager again.
Yeah,
especially now Levy's gone. He would love.
And
to
he's
be the
Tottenham.
manager. 2, he gets us fans. He knows what football we want. He knows how we want it played. And 3, just maybe they'll actually back him. But that's wishful thinking. Part 3 is wishful thinking. I'm still.
But that's
West
the
Ham-
thing. You
West
can't.
Ham-
The thing is,
Enoch
there
is
isn't
still the
one
problem.
part.
West Ham won.
There
Forest
isn't one
won.
part. Well, there isn't one part of this club
I thought it was 2-0.
that any of us here, or anyone watching, or any Spurs fan anywhere, there's not one part of us that trust any part of this club. We don't trust the club.
Tottenham have been saying it for 6 years.
We don't trust the managers and we don't trust the players. So I'm thinking to myself, who sets the tone of this club, guys? Is it just the manager? Is it the players? Is it who sets the tone?
We don't know now.
And the thing is, these are conversations and discussions we've been having here for years, and we're still here. You know, we're still here waiting for that rebuild. We're still here waiting for that furniture and that beautiful house that we created. What was the point of creating this wonderful stadium? What have we done since? We haven't even got naming rights to that stadium, and we've been in there since 2019. What have we? What has happened? What have we done? That said, you know what? Yeah, other than win a Europa League night, other than 21st of May, which has given us all that one night. But putting that one night aside, which was an anomaly given the season that we had in the league, what have we done? Like
you need
nothing has changed.
Everything needs a reset in terms of the mentality, right? They need to start. We say the same thing every year. So it's not new stuff. The board needs to start acting like a big club, up the wages, pay more money for players, right? Sell the vision of the club, whatever that vision is that they have, right? You know, have an aim, right? If you're going to bring in top managers and top players, say we're aiming to be a Champions League regular club and we're going to win cups, or we're going to try and go for the league in 3-4 years. Sell the vision, sell the plan, right? Then bring in a manager, right, that shares that vision. Not Frank, who says, oh, well, there's 3 other bigger teams than us and we're never going to compete against them. It doesn't matter whether we actually are going to compete against them, but say, I want to bring players in that want to win, right, and they want to be part of this project. Don't fucking turn them off straight away. Right, he's got a loser mentality. That's communicator. He's a terrible communicator.
It's the Brentford in him that hasn't got out yet.
He's worse than Ange, you know that. He's worse than that. I never thought I'd find someone worse than Ange.
And then the final part of this, right, of this jigsaw, which is what all of the other guys are saying in terms of the players, then start trying to sign the better players. Right? You need to start trying to attract and selling the plan and the vision to the better players. It might not be the elite players. It's going to be obviously the ones just below that, right? But we can still do that. The reason why we can still do that is because we've had 20 years where we've done fuck all and we've done it, right? We still managed to find a Modric, a Berbatov, a Yang Vertonghen, a Toby Alderweireld. We've done it in the past. There's no reason why we can't do that again. We just need to have the ambition, right, and the will to do it. And that's where it all lies with Enoch. And as long as they're here, I don't believe that they're ever going to change that.
That's a mad stat. That's quite a mad stat.
We haven't scored a goal in open play for something like 6 games. I think.
Well, this is this great comment. Frank cannot attract players. When we were last season, when we were talking about which manager should we bring in, I wanted a very strong-headed manager like a Jose, like a Conte, right? That could say no to the sporting director, say no to the board, because that's the type of manager Spurs need. They need a figurehead, someone who's going to lead the club to the promised land, right? Or say they are going to lead them. For all of Frank Angie's bullshit, at least he had that about him. At least he was like, delusional in himself that he could do it. And the next thing, right, is it should be a name. So the reason why I would have said, I said last season, I said bring Xavi in, because he is a name, because he can sell a vision and say, look what I've achieved as a player and what I'm going to achieve. Come with me on this journey. That's why someone like Company could go to Bayern Munich, because at least he's a big name in football. Frank, in reference to what Stell's been saying, is a fucking nobody, and he hasn't achieved anything apart from keeping Brentford up in the Premier League. So who are you going to attract? Who's going to answer the phone call to him and say, "Oh yeah, I really want to go to a Thomas Frank team," seeing this dog shit football that they're playing?
Mate, you know what? When you look at it, the whole thing stinks of absolute shit. You've got Charrington's come in. Apparently, he's going to help us raise money. He's brilliant with the finances, and he's going to get stadium naming rights deal. All he's done is investigate Daniel Levy. I feel like he's just been brought in to investigate Daniel and find some dirt on him.
He's just an auditor, isn't he?
He's an auditor. Then you've got Vinay, who's a fucking gooner, spent 14 years of his life working at Arsenal. Then you've got Daniel Levy's kids, and then you look at Lange. Ever since he left Villa, they're challenging for titles now. They're signing top players now. And then you look at Cochrane, Frank's number 2. Mate, he did an interview the other day. He said, "Yeah, I'm a lifelong gooner. I'm an Arsenal fan." What?
Did he actually say that?
He's a gooner. He's not him. So we've got 2 gooners. One's in the coaching team, one's on the board. Mate, it's like a Trojan horse.
It's like a reverse takeover, isn't it? It's like we're going to stick our people in there and eat them up from the inside.
It's sabotage.
Mate, it's a Trojan horse. They're going to sabotage us, and then they're going to build statues of them outside Arsenal. Once they've brought us down, they're going to get statues at Arsenal. Mate, I look at it and I think, what's really changed? What's really changed at this club? Apparently, Paratici's on the brink of going Fiorentina. I mean, I'll see it when I believe it. Lange, we're linked. God, and Iggy was talking about how nothing's changed. He's right. We sold Brennan Johnson not because we wanted to sell him, but Frank admitted it. Sometimes opportunities come, and those opportunities don't come again. So we've sold him because there's an opportunity to make money. That's the only reason we sold him.
I think it's a little bit of bollocks, though, isn't it?
No, hold on. That's not what Frank said. Frank said an opportunity came, and sometimes.
But that's what he said. But his actions show that he wasn't his favourite, right? And he didn't really want it there.
But here's the thing. So we've sold him because an opportunity's come up. Fine. I've got no issue with that. My issue is that's 19 goals scored last season that have gone out the door. Where's the replacement? No replacements come in. And then, of course, Kudus. He's out for minimum 2 months, right? So now we're saying all year we need a left winger. No. We've got no one on the right because you sold Johnson and the other right wing is injured. So now there's no one on the right wing.
Well, Odeberg can play on the right, isn't it?
And the right winger. Okay, you need 2 wingers. And who are we linked with today? Who are we closing in on? A 19-year-old kid from Brazil to go left back.
It's mental. It's
absolutely mental. What the fuck
mental.
are we doing? And can I say something, guys? If this is the kind of things we're going to do, then Frank needs to go because he's signing off on this shit. Just like we said, Angie's signing off on
Correct.
Werner. He's accepting it. Just like we said, all the previous managers, they're accepting it.
Spot on.
Frank, if this window ends the way I think it's going, he needs to go because he's accepting this mediocrity from Lange, Heritage.
But he's accepting it. I already had really bad feelings when he accepted Tell.
I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
I want to see some top players, but
No, look. If they do bring in top players, then we're happily wrong, right? If they bring in top players, then I'll be more than happy to eat my words. And if we start winning all of a sudden with these better players, I'll be like, brilliant. Thank God I'm wrong, right? Top manager is playing wicked now. But let's be honest, it ain't going to happen.
Just to answer Tony's question, because he's a massive Frank fan and he's upset because he's in the WhatsApp chat. He's always upset that Frank's doing badly, as many of the Frankosexuals are. Who's after Frank? Number one, a winner. I don't care. A winner, but not a winner like Steven Gerrard, who just won a trophy once in his career. A proven winner like a Glasner, a Klopp, an actual winner in football, and someone who plays proper attacking football and isn't all-out defence. Ideally, I want a balanced manager, someone that can be defensive and attacking, but is more risk. Takes more risk in the attacking third. And someone who's got some winning pedigree. That's the kind of manager. That's the only manager that's going to take us to the next level. Fucking around with these Glasners and these Falkners at Leeds and all these types of managers. No, we're not going to get anywhere. The best Frank will do is get us top four if we spend £500 million, and that's it. Then we'll just.
But that's his level. That's his level, right?
I think so.
That is literally his level. But I don't know if. I mean, at the end of the day, the one thing I was going to say about Brendan Johnson leaving was the fact that, all right, I know he's not playing in our team right now. And as you rightly said, he was a top goal scorer last year with how many? 15, 17 goals?
19.
How hard is it to get a Premier League player who scores goals? And why did we
I think it was 19 in all competitions, JP. I think it was about 10 or 11 in the league.
Why did we only sell him for 30-odd million?
Because he's not a good footballer, is he?
But how hard? Everyone's looking for goal scorers. If he's
because we paid over the odds for him. Well, he's a goal scorer if we play attacking football and in a certain way. But unfortunately, Frank doesn't do that.
I still think getting 30 million for him is a hell of a lot cheaper. Surely we could have got more.
I don't know who's going to pay that kind of money for him. I think we're lucky we even got 30 million for him, if I'm honest with you. Mate, we paid over the odds for Solanke, for Ritchie, for Ndombele, for Lo Celso, for Johnson, Archie Gray, 40 million. Are we taking the piss?
I mean, everyone's taking the piss out of us.
Yeah, we're the gift that keeps on giving. I just feel that if we have a window where we sign a bunch of kids, then Frank has signed off on that, man.
End of the transfer window will tell.
Just to say,
it doesn't look good from what we hear, right?
Just to say that Ali Gold said Frank had the final sign off on Tell, and he's the one who signed him off. That's what Ali Gold said. So whether that's true or not,
I still think that was done. Personally, I think that was done before.
Fine, but what I mean is they might have done all the paperwork and got it all set up and ready to go. Frank's come in and said, "Yeah, I could use him."
Frank did say in one of his early interviews that he said, "quote I will quote him exactly. Matthias Tell is a very good player who can play anywhere across the front three."
Okay, then I'm going to say he's an outright liar. Because he can't say that, not pick him in a Champions League squad. Can't say that when no one's performing on that left-hand side and not play him.
It's weird. JP, it's such a good point. Like, it brings in Paulinho, doesn't play the fucking guy. He's been our best midfielder.
Paulinho is number one in the Premier League for tackles.
Number one in the league.
In the league.
I'd rather play Gray. It's madness. Absolutely. He dropped Pape Sarr when he was playing well for us at the start of the season, and he just ruined him straight away.
He made a mistake taking off Archie Gray against Sunderland because he was our legs. He was the only
I thought he
legs
was
we had
doing
in
all
that
right.
midfield.
I thought he was doing all right.
He should have taken off Bentancur and brought on Paulinho. Because as soon as Archie Gray went off, I don't think Archie Gray had a great game, but he had legs. We had no legs.
He brought on Bergvall and put him in a 10, didn't he? That's what he did.
Bergvall can't even take throw-ons.
But look,
It's a
I
joke,
listen.
by
I
the way.
don't mind
People
that. I
watching,
like
it's a joke.
Bergvall. I
Yeah.
like Bergvall. But the problem, listen, the problem is that the way I see it, for in my mind, when you have a team like this, the same way you have Romero and Van der Ven, the next name on that list has to be Paulinho. Romero, Van der Ven, and Paulinho in front. And then time to time, I understand when games close together, you have to change it up a little bit. Sometimes you will bring Danso in. Sometimes you've got Dragusin back now. So sometimes you will have to make those changes. But fundamentally, man, Paulinho, I don't understand. This is not like he's giving him a rest. He has not been in a team for a while, starting 11.
He's like your bodyguard, isn't he? He's
I
like the
don't get it.
bodyguard
I
into
don't
the
get it. You've
defender.
got to play him.
He's not
You've
here
got
next
to play.
season, guys. He's not here next season. He's
Well,
on
he's
loan.
on loan. Why is he going to
That's
stay?
what I mean. That's why he's not going to be next season, because if you're on loan, you expect to get as much as you can out of them because they might be gone. The fact that he's dropping the player that's on loan and he's the only proper 6 we've got, that says to me, for whatever reason, he's not going to play him next season. Can we talk about Moani, guys?
The club don't want to sign him and have told him, like, mate, we're not going to sign him. So
then Frank needs to either grow a pair of fucking bollocks.
Exactly. He needs to be clear. But then again,
he's another yes man.
Listen,
can we talk about
nobody.
Moani?
Do you know what? Exactly. That's why he's not playing regularly. There's no way anybody.
Moani, what do you mean?
Yeah, but Moani's not starting games. He's been on a sub as well. He's a sub. Listen, bottom line, Richarlison's playing every game at the moment. He's played every game. Of late, he's played every single.
He's a top goal scorer. That's why. Because he's a top goal scorer.
But what I'm trying to say is that nobody. I don't believe there's a Spurs fan out there, and guys in the chat, feel free to say so if you think that can say Paulinho should not be in a starting 11. I can't believe there's I would like. You know what? It would be wicked to do a poll. Who out there thinks that Paulinho should not be in a team, and the other 2 guys, any other 2 guys who've been playing ahead of him, should be in a team ahead of him? I don't get it.
I'd be surprised if anyone says kind of like the other, but he does seem to prefer Bentancur, right?
You can't.
Whatever
The thing
happens,
is, I get when we have 3 games a week, JP, then you have to tinker it a little bit, like to keep everyone fresh. But when you've got 1 game a week, like we have done, mate, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There's no way. Everyone loves Paulinho, man. Everyone loves Paulinho.
You're saying it should be Van der Ven, Romero, and then Paulinho.
That's it. That triangle.
His mind, he's got Van der Ven, Romero, and Bentancur. That's his boy.
But the thing is, if you play Bentancur,
Paulinho is the best midfielder in the club.
Hands down. And also, if you want to get the best of Bentancur, the best Bentancur I've seen is a box-to-box Bentancur. The one that is brilliant in transition. He glides from one end to another.
He was doing a lot of running in the first half, Iggy, wasn't he? In the first half.
That's all he's doing, a lot of running, but he's not.
But he did a lot of chasing down and closing down and stuff.
He does, but he's not involved in our attacking side of it. He's not. I don't know why that is. I don't know why
under Conte, he was our best player, and he was nipping in with a goal or 2 before he got injured.
Conte used to rock him up as well, if you remember.
Yeah, Conte used to
back and forth with him a lot.
Yeah,
Conte coached transitional football though. It was a counter-attacking team. It suited Bentancur. It suited the way we played. It suited Kulu. It suited Kane. It suited Son. It suited a lot of.
That's literally all we were moaning about last year was we need a proper number 6.
Paulinho, nobody, see the guys in the chat are saying it, man. Everyone's saying Paulinho should be in this team. Nobody's saying, I don't think Paulinho's good enough. It's right that he goes on the bench. Mate, I can understand.
You just said he's the number 1 tackler in the Premier League. Better than Zubimendi, better than Declan Rice, better than anyone Liverpool's got, Chelsea, City. He's number one in the
I
league.
don't get it. No one
The data
understands why
doesn't lie.
Palhinha's not
The
playing.
data doesn't lie.
No one understands why Palhinha's not on the team.
And
this
he's
is
not
one of
even
those
playing.
things that makes
Just like
you
Mohamed
lose.
Kudus was number one for dribbles. The data doesn't lie. He was number
But
one.
for me personally, still, these are the kind of things that make me doubt a manager. When you start doing little things like that, you know, and you bring Odegaard at number 10 against Sunderland. Why? I don't get it. Like, we don't currently have a number 10 in our squad because they're injured or suspended. Don't play with the 10, man. Play different.
Iggy, did I not call
I know
it when we
Kudus.
saw the team sheet, right? What? Yeah, why didn't he play Kudus? So he's played there before, for crying out
That
loud.
was a
I don't
prime
know,
time
man.
to
I
play him in the
don't know.
number
Do
10.
you
wasn't
know
it?
what?
I don't know.
I was chatting to Cheyenne on
We
the
all thought
weekend,
we
and he
were playing
said
number
to
10.
me,
I was actually said before that we was looking
Mate,
forward
no,
to seeing what he would be like. I know he went off 20 minutes into the game.
Shine made a
What's
really
that?
good point. He said that Shy, you used to be part
Oh,
of
yeah, I know Shay. Of course I know Shay.
yeah. Shy said we should play Kudus in the 10. He's wasted on the wing because on the wing he's limited as to what he can do. Whereas in the 10, because he can dribble, he can go left or right. He can go whichever direction he wants.
And he's strong, and he's really strong.
Yeah, but the key thing is because he's got dribbling ability, Shine's right. He can choose which direction he wants to go. Whereas when you're on the wing, it's just a flank.
It's
So
the same
really,
as if it's a little bit like
should have gone in the
Kulusevski.
10 against
Sunderland. Yeah.
It was a little bit like Kulusevski.
Kulu can't dribble like Kudus. Kulu can't dribble
No,
like Kudus.
but it's a little bit. When I see Kudus on the right hand side, it's a little bit like Kulusevski. You almost kind of he's limited there what he can and can't do. But
That's
in the
because
10, he's
Kulu
got the
hasn't got pace.
variation.
That's because he hasn't got pace. He's limited, I think, on the wing, Kulu. But
No, but
when
I'm
I
saying
saw
it makes him
Odegaard in the
better.
10, when I saw Odegaard in the 10, I remember saying to you guys, because when we saw the team sheet, Kudus was in the 10. I thought, okay, yeah, that's good.
What Odegaard did well off the ball.
Do you remember when the game started? You said, Iggy, Odegaard's in the 10. You go, no, they've just swapped. For
No,
5
I
minutes.
thought they changed over, but then they
And
stuck
then as the
to
game
it.
went on,
What
he was in the
Odegaard
10.
did well, like he was aggressive, like off the ball, he was aggressive to try and get that first tackle in. So they're making sure that their back line didn't have a lot of time on the ball. But you don't play number 10 for all the stuff he does off the ball. He needs to be effective on the ball. If you don't have a number 10 that's effective on the ball, then it's pointless playing with one.
That's why I think
There's someone said I don't rate Palhinha at all.
That's why I think the manager's
Here
out
you
of
have
his
to be a
depth.
troll, man.
Purely because at Brentford, the focus was on not getting beaten, right? And he's brought that mentality to Tottenham, literally. Because I've heard him say, if you listen to his press conferences and stuff, he talks about, the opposition this, the opposition that, the opposition are like this. They're tough to beat. They've won this game, that game. They've beaten these people.
Yeah, we're always
He's
talking about
worried
the
more
opposition.
about the opposition.
Exactly, I
That's how
agree.
he sets us up.
It's because you're telling your team that we have to watch out for them.
Yeah,
Here, we have to watch out instead
As
of
opposed
focusing on
to-
what you should be doing.
Now it's Tottenham. Now you're at Tottenham Hotspur. You're not Brentford anymore. Now it's about what our
He
team
hasn't
can
made
do
that
to their
transition,
team.
man. He hasn't made it. That's really sad to see.
And that's
And
what I
that
think
second
is
half,
amazing.
man, we had two players that were completely ineffective and we didn't do absolutely anything about them. One of them was Odegaard in that number 10 role and Tell on the left-hand side. They were completely ineffective in that second half and
What
we
does
didn't do
Tell
anything to
do,
get him
man?
involved. And we
Tell's
kept
just
them on the
a-
pitch longer than we did. And I told Still, we're making a substitution to the 70th minute.
Mateus Tell is just a youth version of Moani.
Honestly, they were like
The hype on this Moani is unreal, man. I got rinsed. I got absolutely cussed because I said Moani.
I saw a different player at Juventus, man. I know I watched him at Juve, and I did see him playing well different.
I watched him.
That's why I said it.
Mate, do you know what? Sometimes I just got an eye for it. Do you know what it is? I've got an eye for it, what they're going to do at this club. Because when you come to Tottenham, things change.
Well,
You've just got an eye for it at this club.
That is so true. That is so true.
We don't get the thing that attracted us most about that player.
If he
to bring
takes
him
another
at the
back
club,
post header and headers it into the goalie's hands, I'm going to smash my seat up.
The thing is, we get attracted to a player.
He just heads it to the goalie. The amount of times I've seen him do that.
We bring him in. We get that player. We bring him in. We see Dragusin in Genoa. We see that Dragusin in general. He's strong in the air, quality, strong, powerful. We saw that Romero at Atalanta. My God, what a player! Best Serie A defender of the season. Then we go and get, some other player. Udogie, brilliant at Udinese, up and down that flank, delivers balls, is a brilliant win back. We saw Porro at Sporting. My God, he's impressive. And then you bring him to Tottenham, they wear the white shirt, and you're like, is that his cousin or something? Because where's that player gone? Like,
No, but they come to Tottenham and we asked them to do something different. No, I know I saw you doing that at that club and you were great doing that at that club. But when you come to Tottenham, you have to do this.
Yeah, we brought him in. We played
up to the halfway line.
We had wing backs, Emerson and Davis playing wing backs. Then we bring Porro in, we bring Udogie, and we go to a back four.
And we make them play that system. Not what we bought them for.
It just, do you know what? Nothing ever seems aligned at Spurs. Very few times, and I challenge anybody here, man, and say, how many times have you truly felt that we was all connected, club, manager, and fans and players were all connected, and we was all heading in the right direction? How many times?
It doesn't help when the manager is so negative, though, Iggy. This. For fuck's sakes, every week 4-3-3, 4-3-3, 4-3-3. Where's the adaptability? Where's the flexibility? Where's the tactical masterclass? Everyone preached this guy was the OG of tactical masterclass. They put him on a pedestal up here, and now, it's Enoch's fault. It's Enoch to blame. But you lot put him up here. Every game 4-3-3, 4-3-3, the same shit. I see the same thing happen every game. And once in a while, you get like a 30-minute bit of attacking football. And you think, that's it. There you go. There you go. And that's it for 3 weeks. That's all we get there. That's your 3 week.
Guys, you know what I was thinking though? Like right now, beginning of 2026, where do we go from here, man? Where in your mind, where do we go from here?
You've got to spend £150 million in January. Pray to God that Frank gets us back into Europe for next season and tees it up for the next manager. So the next manager comes in knowing he's got European football, European income, and that he can. But we need the right guy. We need to back the right guy. Frank's not the right guy, man. He's not.
Which is why I wouldn't even allow him to go past the window still. But the problem is now we've.
The problem is you're not going to get the right guy now, though, JP. You have to. We're not going to get the right guy now. No chance. Wow. If we want Poch, he's not available till after the World Cup. Yeah. If you want Glasner, he's going to stay to the end of the season and then weigh up his options. He's going to have Man United, Tottenham, maybe another job.
Or you bring in ex Spurs managers like Hoddle or
way that Man United are going to be doing. And I don't know who Chelsea. I've heard Chelsea put someone in. I don't know who he is.
All right, the problem
or Redknapp or whatever.
The problem with that is. Who?
I think with Redknapp, he's been out the game a bit too long.
No, you can only bring someone like Carrick or someone like that for 6 months. You won't be able to.
Well, Carrick, yeah.
No, but he's already got a manager's role at the minute, isn't he?
I don't know. I just.
If we get an interim, it's got to be someone who's free.
I think he's at Middlesbrough. Carrick.
Tony, I don't know if you've got amnesia, dementia, some kind of illness. If you do, I'm sorry to hear that. I answered this question exactly 20 minutes ago. You just asked the same question over and over again. I keep answering it. We need a winner, and we need someone that's got the balance of defending and attacking.
Either way,
I take Glasner. Pochettino's got balance. At least he knows how to attack.
But they're all end of the season names. They're not.
This is what I'm saying to you. Iggy.
That means for now, Frank in.
Guys, if it was me, I would break the bank and move hell and earth to get Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah,
and put him in charge of a rebuild with his team. You bring in your football scouts, you let Klopp build something.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Would you take Maresca?
No.
I'm not against Maresca. He's not a bad manager.
I don't think he's a bad manager, but would he survive at Spurs the way we are?
No, but this is it. Is this a new regime now? Is this the 2.0? Is it going to be?
At least you know Maresca's a winner. He won the championship with Leicester. He won 2 trophies at Chelsea, and He can play football the right way.
And
Chelsea's
I
a shit show.
think he'll be strong with the board as well. I don't think he'll take it. I don't think
I'm not
he'll
against
take anything
Maresca.
lightly.
It's not my first choice, though. Listen, I really like Glasner, guys. I really like Glasner. I think he's a really good manager coach.
I know you do.
What he did in his first, winning the FA Cup without Elise, man, battering Aston Villa, then beating City in the final, mate, that's no joke. Frankfurt, he took over Frankfurt and won them a European trophy in a league dominated by Dortmund and Bayern Munich. At Palace this season, they're above Spurs, and he's lost Eze as well. How? How is he doing it?
I don't
And he's in
understand
Europe.
why.
And he listen, Glasner's a winner. His football's balanced, and he knows how to manage midweek, weekend. And realistically, we can get him. He's a manager we can get. We can get Glasner. The rest, I don't know. I don't know if we can get like Xabi Hernandez's and Jurgen Klopp's. I don't know if we can. I'd like to think we can, but
I think Man United will push the boat out for him, personally.
yeah.
It's a tough
See,
one, man.
Webs is saying Nagelsmann's out there.
I'll take Nagelsmann. Why not? The thing is, though, these managers, we're not getting them now, though, guys. This is the problem we got. This is the problem we've got.
Klinsmann would caretaker manager us until the end of the season.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a great manager, but
he knows the history. He knows he has the love for the club.
For you to attract some of these big names, man, you've got to have the pull, and you've got to really show the project that you have at your club for them to say, "Yeah, I like the sound."
They've already come out and said what
Iggy, if we splash the cash and the ownership say this is our ambition, we're going to give you money. Managers will come to Spurs because we are a big club.
I just don't see that ambition at the club. I don't see it. I don't feel.
I know. We haven't seen the ambition at the club for our lifetime.
So how can we convince these managers?
The same way we convinced Jose to come and Conte to come, you pay them the money.
Yeah, we convinced them the money, but they weren't sold by the project.
Okay, how did Man City convince everyone to do it before they started winning?
Yeah, listen, you can go and get. You say, look, I'll give you 20 million a year, and they'll come.
Yeah,
but they're not going to do.
How did Arsenal convince Eze? They paid more than everyone else. How did they give Declan Rice?
Exactly.
So you're missing a point. You're missing a point. They convince you. You can go and get Eze at Arsenal and say that we give you the money, blah 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 blah. But there's an ambitious project at Arsenal. They want to win the league. It's
He's sitting on the bench. His career's going down the toilet there.
I know, but they want to win the league. So we all know, even from the outsiders, we know that Arsenal want to win the league. We don't sell that. We don't have that ambition. We have never.
Yeah, but with a manager, it could be different, right? Because they could say to the manager, "Look, we know in the first window you're going to get 150 million. The second window we're going to give you 150 million."
Yeah,
they just need to sell that plan, right, going forward.
Exactly.
It's possible to do it now. You have to sit down with someone and say, "Our North Star's here, and to get to that North Star, here are the goals we got to achieve."
Yeah, but Iggy, you might not see it now, but as a club, right, a multi-billion-pound organisation, whatever we are, right, that surely between Vinay, Charrington, the Lewis kids, and Paratichin, Flange, and God knows who else, they can't put together a vision and then try and attract a top manager in. Come on, we've got to be able to do something like that.
They've obviously done it in their business.
It's not that we're not able to do
They've obviously done it to attract sponsorship, so they know know what to do.
Conte, if you remember, though, didn't want to come originally. It's only
he didn't trust Levy to back him like he wanted to back him. So he gave him 18 months.
He's not here anymore, Iggy.
My point.
But he's not here anymore.
That's my issue.
Yeah, but
the thing is, I don't trust our owners.
But we've got the kids. The kids have come.
I don't trust that. Yeah, well, the kids need to convince
kids on the block, maybe.
That these are they are the ones that are gonna.
Right. I just want to address something. Right. That's wishful thinking. If we don't have wishful thinking, right, then what are we doing supporting the club? If we don't have us as fans have ambition for our club, then what is the point? I want the people in the comments to answer me that question. I always see this. It's nihilism. Oh, it's exactly like Scott M. Oh, everyone's rubbish. Oh, we can't do anything. Let's all give up. Let's all give up on our club that we support. Come on, man. Give serious comments.
Guys, all I'm saying for this season, thank God for West Ham. Thank God for West Ham. They managed to surprise me every
That's
time.
all right. Dr. Tottenham will sort them out next weekend.
So
do you know what? I said it last night on YouTube. If Frank doesn't beat West Ham, I want him out.
So that's the game I'm going to. I'm going to go to that game.
I think. Okay, when we played Monaco in the Champions League and we drew 0-0, but the performance was disgusting. I looked at the next 10 Premier League games and I said, guys, I don't see us winning more than 2. We literally won 2. Right? I wish I put a bet on it. We literally won 2. I then looked. This was a couple of weeks ago when we played. Was it Brentford or Palace we played first?
Palace first.
Right. When from Palace to the next 12 games, I said we're only going to win 3. Okay. And people laughed at me. I said, you wait and see. We beat Palace, drew Brentford, drew Sunderland. We're not going to beat Villa. We're not going to beat Bournemouth tomorrow night. We will beat West Ham. West Ham's one of the 3. We will beat West Ham, and there'll be one surprise result we get that no one expects. 12 games, we're only winning 3. Mark my words. West Ham will be one of those games, JP, because they're absolutely beyond shit. If we don't beat West Ham, at White Hart Lane, I'm going full-blown Frank out. Because there is Wolves who only had 3 points all year, played West Ham and fucking took it to them. And they got 3 points. It's the only game they've won all year, right? Wolves beat West Ham. Nottingham Forest tonight are beating West Ham. If we don't beat West Ham at White Hart Lane, I'm full-blown Frank out. 100% I want him out. But I think we beat West Ham. I really think that they're that bad. We will beat West Ham. There's no way we lose to West Ham, man. No chance.
I don't know. I'm scared to say a draw, man.
JP, if he doesn't beat them, I'm done. Get him out of the club. Because this is the worst West Ham team I have ever seen. And Wolves fucking played them off the pitch.
But we haven't got
lucky.
Huh? We haven't
look at the level that we're talking about. We're talking about struggling.
Mate, West Ham are diabolical, guys. They're fucking horrendous. Do you know how bad they're getting relegated? West Ham are getting relegated.
They're not winning 7-8 games, man. They're not
Iggy, they're getting relegated. They're gone. West Ham next year are going to be in the streets having punch-ups with Millwall fans somewhere in South London, getting their heads kicked in. The good old days are back. The 1980s are back. West Ham, Millwall, lovely jubbly. They'll make a movie out of it. That's what's happening to West Ham, right? They're finished. On the pitch and off the pitch. They're finished. They're done. There's no way we lose to them. There's no way. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. If I sit there watching us lose to them, I'm going to absolutely go ballistic. I'm going to go ballistic. I can handle a lot. I'm not handling that. I'm not taking us losing. Didn't we beat them 3-0 at their ground this year?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We beat them 3-0 away. Come on, man. There's no way. We're winning that game. We're beating Palace. We're going to beat West Ham. And then there's one more win in the next 2 months. There's one more somewhere. And that's us.
We got Champions League as well coming up soon.
Do you know, like
maybe
every time I watch other teams and I watch our teams, right? The relegation teams, the teams that are going to go for the league, the teams that are going for Europe. I look at our team and I'm like, where are we going, man? where are we going? Like, year after year, man. Where are we?
Like
what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
We're getting like cryptocurrency at the moment.
Every time after things happen, we always find a way to wreck it. It's what are we doing, man? It's like we can't get a 2-3 years, 2-3 seasons where you feel like something's happening. It just doesn't happen. Anything decent just goes to shit's quick time, and then it's like We don't get like sometimes you get like those 2 or 3 seasons thinking, yeah, you can see us building. Okay, this season done, we're going to
It
go
would
into
have
the
been
next
worse
one.
with him,
Hey,
actually.
I wanted him to stay. What are you talking about?
It
Look,
would have been worse with him. I'll tell you
I
that
wanted
now.
him to stay.
No,
I told
guarantee
everyone.
actually, I'm sorry,
They
man.
called me a
I'm
flip
sorry,
flop.
but
Flip flopios,
for
they called
me,
me.
It would be worse with him.
nah, well, for a different reason. I listen. He wasn't the one, but what we've done is managed to get someone who's doing even
She managed
worse.
to go even worse.
That's the thing. That's what the
when you
problem.
thought finishing 17th was bad, we got another level.
You think someone that's finished 17th in the league, 22 league defeats. We now got somebody who is currently equal in that ratio. That's a fact, man. He's equal in that ratio.
Look at this.
We're diabolical at home.
He's like, Hiram, man, stop it. Stop.
I trust Frank.
I think this guy's a troll, man.
He's going to take us from 17.
I think he's trolling us.
Oh my Lord.
I cannot take you seriously, my man. I can't.
Listen,
I think he's trolling.
I think they need to back him in January so we can get into Europe for next season. We have to be in Europe. Us falling out of Europe is not good.
If nothing happens this month, that tells me 2 things: either they're not 100% backing him, or they are quite content with how things are going.
So I would just say maybe that's possible, but he would still be playing with a high line. Every team would still be lumping the ball over our defenders.
Would he?
Would be letting goals in?
Would he? What if the players said they don't want to do that?
He would not have addressed the defensive issues that we had.
But he did for the Europa.
Yeah, but that's a one-off game in the final, and you're the one who
did it against Frankfurt away. He did
it because of the latter stages of the cup, and you're the one who said.
Still, we were better than a lot of those teams in Europe, man. Truth has to be told. We were better than a lot of those teams that left in Europe. The Man United game at the end, because the Manchester United, the name, but they were awful leading up to that. They actually beat better teams leading up to that final, and then I don't know how they managed to.
We all said Frankfurt away. We're fucked.
I never said I was confident we'll win.
Everyone said Man United. They've got history.
No, the Man United in the final because they beat better teams in the route to the final than we did.
Thank you, Ruben Amorim.
He messed up.
So we won because of Amorim.
Yes.
So the 4 times Frank beat Man United is all because of Amorim, even though Ten Hag was there for 2 of those games. Yeah.
No. Listen. When you get a result,
Ange never lost to Man United. He's the only Spurs manager to never lose to Man United. I was at Old Trafford when we beat him 3-0. We were doing the conga going out. Actually, no, I wasn't part of the conga because someone started a fight on me because
didn't their defender score the goal anyway? Named Luke Shaw.
Huh?
Listen, they missed. If you remember that final properly, it was an awful final.
Who scored?
But they had some chances.
Not Brendan Johnson.
They had some chances still. They had some chances,
we beat Man United 4 times in one season.
I agree, but in that final, they had some chances, man. They had that clearance off the line. I remember the keeper saving one.
Vicario.
I remember what's his name missed an absolute sitter.
They were motivated. The manager motivated them. Where was that motivation when we were 2-0 up against Paris Saint-Germain?
Anyways, Ange is gone. Enough of Ange. Let's crack
what I'm saying is, in the Super Cup final, our players shat the bed under Frank's great motivational conversations.
They didn't shit the bed.
Frank gives up at half time. With 40 minutes to go at 2-0 down, just gives up. That's what Ben Davies in.
The PSG was a proper bottle job, man, because it was like minutes away from winning that one.
Ange beat Bodo 5-1 on aggregate. Frank goes to Bodo. We're getting battered on the pitch.
I blame the substitution for that game, Miggy. I blame the substitution.
Do you remember Bodo Glimt versus Spurs this year in the Champions League?
Killed it. But he's done that quite a few times.
The guy in midfield drives the coach for the team, bruv. The coach driver's fucking out playing Bentancur and Gray and Pellet. What's going on? You've got a HGV's driver on the right wing, the greengrocers on the left. They've got a mobile phone salesman up front, and we're getting popped.
Yeah, but we're used to that. We got beaten by a team where the manager was in prison.
To be fair, Ange nearly lost to that team in that non-league team. What was that game in the FA Cup?
Oh my God.
Barrow or someone, wasn't it? Was it Barrow? Where they had to, like the guy, the striker had to go and tape up the goal net because it had come out before the game. Delay the game.
repair the net.
He was on someone's shoulders. He was on another player's shoulders, and he was up there taping up the fucking net.
Tamworth, that's it, Tamworth, mate. The substitutes, the warm up was to cut the grass.
Yeah,
They're out there cutting the grass as a warm up.
yes, keep Ange.
Andrew's like, this is my level, mate. This is what we bought it for.
There was that one stand. There was that one stand that held 400 people, and that was it. Oh my God, this club, man, this club. We make all the shit teams famous. Do you know that? We make everyone who's irrelevant famous. Bodo, Genk, Rennes, Tamworth, Colchester. We make them all famous, man. They're all famous.
The funny thing.
Who's that team Conte lost to in the Conference League? What was that team again? Saint Etienne. Was it Saint Etienne? No.
No.
Oh, wasn't it Ferrero Rocher or whatever they were called?
Mura.
Paco Ferreira, that's it.
Paco Ferreira. I don't know, I can't remember.
Mura, well done. Mura,
that's it, yeah.
Honestly, man.
Who are these teams? Who are these fucking teams, man?
Well, you know about them now, don't you?
Yeah, was it Carrier Bag or whatever? We know them now, don't it? They're all right, actually, versus us. I think they put us to the sword of it.
Everyone's all right versus us.
Do you know what? I should have known this was coming 20 years ago when we signed Christian Gross from a club called Grasshoppers. When we scouted our senior manager from a club called Grasshoppers, I should have seen what was coming.
Yeah, but the only reason they signed him was because he paid for his own ticket to come here. Remember he had his tube ticket. He said, I got the tube from Heathrow and I came here directly by tube because this is the club I wanted to come to.
Can I say, even Christian Gross, right? His shit management skills and his shit Tottenham team, even he didn't lose to Arsenal. I still haven't forgiven Frank for that Arsenal away game. You know that. I can't get over that. That one really bothered me, that one. We went there and parked the bus for 90 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, that was for playing an ineligible player. Remember, because that was during COVID, wasn't it? Because it was. Did we play Fiorentina away or somewhere? And I'm sure we played a player who wasn't. I don't know.
Oh yeah. We broke the COVID rules. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's right. I remember. To be honest, most fans wanted us out of that competition anyway. I can't believe our fans wanted us out of that competition just because it was.
That was one we could have won.
We could have won 2 European trophies in 3 years. Oh well. Boys,
should we talk about the game then?
Mate, halfway through the season.
Should we start the show? Should we start the show now?
Here's the starting lineup. It was whatever.
Anyway, so it was Davis again.
We're playing tomorrow night, aren't we? We're playing tomorrow night. So
guys, so tomorrow night, Xavi Simons is back, but Kudus is out. Brennan Johnson's been sold. I mean, Bournemouth, they're not doing well.
Well, it's going to have to include Tau in the team, isn't it? Or Odeberg on the wing.
That means that means he's going to put Xavi Simons out on the right.
Probably.
It's officially Semenyo's last game for Bournemouth as well.
Yeah, so he's going to score.
Isn't he?
Well, I was thinking either he's going to go out on a high and score a hat-trick against us and a couple of assists or something.
He would be stupid to go out full tilt because if he gets injured by any way whatsoever.
Yeah, because he's got his medical the day after. So I was thinking, or will he really? I don't know. The history of Tottenham says he's going to win the game for them. The history of Tottenham says that, but Listen, away from home, we don't really lose. We don't. Only Arsenal have beaten us away from home. Everyone else, we've either got a draw or we won. I think this is a draw, guys.
It's going to be a little bit half-assed because you don't want to get injured, in it, before medical. So he's not, I can't see him going in for all the tackles and stuff. But
It could put his whole move in jeopardy, right?
yeah, I find it really odd that they would risk playing him.
He's probably asked for it. He's probably asked to have one last game to say goodbye to the fans, isn't he? He's probably asked for it.
I say we beat Bournemouth.
Did you watch them against Arsenal the other night?
And I'm only saying that because you really want their manager, and I want Frank to be better than.
They were unlucky to lose. They were unlucky to lose. I felt they deserved something out of that
the game against Arsenal. I think I saw one of the Arsenal goals, which was a good move, but right towards the end, it looked like the last minutes of the game, it looked like they could have got back into it.
Bournemouth have only lost twice at home this season. One was against Arsenal, who battered us. Guys, honestly, from what I've seen of Bournemouth going forward, they're still a good side. Defensively, they're a mess because they lost pretty much all their top defenders in the summer. Didn't replace them. But we don't know how to attack, so it doesn't matter. But we don't lose on the road. I think this has got a draw written all over it. Another stinky 1-1 where we're just going to moan about the same shit again and just complain and be uninspired, but it's going to be another point, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, but we're only 7 points off of Champions League. We're only 2 wins away from Champions League.
No wins in the last 11."
This is what I mean. I think it's a draw. I think this game's going to draw.
I hope Xavi Simons and Paulinho come back in the team, man. I really do. We need creativity to score goals. We need to create, man. And
he has to start Simons.
Without creative players, we can score. Sorry?
I say Tottenham win based on that stat.
Based on that stat, Bournemouth to win, not to Tottenham.
I don't know. Listen, for me, every time I've watched Tottenham, I've always been surprised with the starting 11. There's always been some sort of element of surprise.
There's still a black in there.
And not always in the positive. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just like, for example, who's going to play in the wide areas? Kudus is not in the team tomorrow, so who's going to play on that right hand side?
I think Kudus is going to be out for the season. By the way, guys, I think that's his season done.
I think the front line will be something along the lines of Mawani on the left, Richarlison in the middle. It'll be Odegaard, Otel on the right hand side, and then it'll be Xavi in the 10. I think that's the team. But with Frank, he'll probably play Odegaard in the number 10, Xavi on the right, and Lucas Bergvall on the left.
See, if he truly believes in Odegaard in the number 10, all right, I'm not saying I believe in that, but if he truly believes in that, he should be starting him there again tomorrow.
So Spurs are currently 13th, Bournemouth are 15th. We're 4 points ahead of them. Spurs in their last 5 games have lost 2, 1-1, drawn 2. Bournemouth have lost 2, drawn 3. So pretty much the same shit. In terms of goals, they've scored more than us. In terms of goals conceded, we've conceded less than them.
But if we win, we could go up to 7th.
Depends what all the other teams do, though. But yeah, we could if all the others lose.
The state of that form. Okay, it's so funny the way Brentford, they could go 4th. No, actually, no, they can't. They could go 5th.
Brentford, Sunderland.
If you look at
you're fucking
2
Everton
defeats, 1 win, 2 draws. Look, we're like on par with those sort of bottom team in terms of form.
Everton are literally above us.
We're more closer to their run of form than we are with the ones above us.
Iggy, we are in relegation form.
Yeah,
this is what relegation form looks like.
Yeah, but bring that table up. What's the third bottom team got? Is it 14 points?
West Ham, yeah, they just lost now to Forest.
Like, even Leeds are doing better than us in terms of the last
Spurs aren't getting relegated. People that say, "Oh, Tottenham might,"
they're not because they've got 4 other teams who are doing worse. But if you look at Leeds' run of form, they're better than us. Their last 5 games are better than our 5 games.
Leeds right now See, this is another thing.
After
Are you
that
telling me
first
Leeds?
half.
Are you telling me Leeds forward players are better than Tottenham? Are
Exactly.
we seriously having that chat?
Honestly.
Yes, I would say yes. Richarlison, Tell, and Odebert.
Who's up front for Leeds?
Don't know, but he scored.
Exactly.
No, but
He scored a good,
look,
he scored a good
Exactly.
goal though.
Exactly. No one even knows.
Yeah, but he scored a good goal though.
no, but hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I'm going to find out. I don't know either. I'm going to find out.
He's got his boy Moani in the team, hasn't he? He's got his boy Moani. Yeah, he's going to get us loads of goals at some point.
Right, up front for Leeds is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He was absolute dog shit, but he's scored a few goals recently. Joel Piroi, Noah Akafor, Wilfried Gnotto, and Daniel James. That was the guy that used to be at Man United, wasn't it? Daniel James.
Yeah. So
And they've got young talents like Harry Gray, who must be related to Archie Gray, I'm guessing.
Calvert-Lewin versus Richarlison.
Calvert-Lewin's better.
He's shit, man.
Scores more goals.
He is proper shit.
Mate, look, who are these players? Gray, James, Gnotto, Harrison, Okafor, and
Gnotto's that Italian kid, isn't he?
Gnotto, yeah.
Yeah, he's Italian. Iggy, is he any good, or you don't know?
He's a winger, man. He's a forward. He's that little. He's proper like. He's like 5 foot.
Who's better, him or
he's like a
Mawani?
little lively player, isn't he?
Who's better, Gnotto or Mawani?
He's more lively, man. I say he's more lively than more. Listen, Moani, like it's a frustrating player, that Moani, because he's technically a really good player, man. I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Apparently, Harry Gray is actually Archie Gray's younger brother.
It is.
I was joking.
His brother.
But he was good coming into playing for France and stuff.
Listen, man. For me, like I said, it's the approach that we have to games. It's how we play. I just don't feel like everyone's sold, man, to what the manager wants them to do. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. Listen, man. I'm a good when I'm at the games. I can sense that. I can sense it, man. I'm good at sensing what's going on the pitch, man. And we're not a together team. We are miles away from that together team. I know the lack of results are obviously not helping that, because when you're not winning, you lose a little bit of faith in it. Like you do. The 3 points and wins are oxygen for any football team. But when you're not, you think you can always play well and not necessarily get the results. And you can say, do you know what? We're not getting the results right now, but we can see a team like what it is that trying to do, and then we're close to getting those wins. Man, I just feel like every time we win, it's just like it's an isolated thing. You know, we win that game, but it's an isolated win. It's not something that's gonna. We didn't see it coming.
No, we've won
then
2
once
games
it happens,
in the last 11, Nicky.
What's that?
We've won 2 games in the last 11 games.
I don't know what to say to them, man. Like I said, even when the wins come,
if this was Mourinho, Conte, Ange, Nuno, they'd want him sacked. There'd be protests on the street.
It's results business,
2,000 people
man.
walking down the high street.
We've always said
we want our Tottenham back.
Yeah,
We
always said.
I heard
I'll
Pep
give him
today,
10
right?
games. I'll give him half a season, and
Pep was in a press conference today, and they were asking him about Amarin and stuff. And he literally said, in terms of managers, clubs hire those managers because they sell them a vision of what they're going to do, and a club fires a manager for results. So if they don't put the results in, it's got to be done. There's the door, boys. There's the door.
Exactly.
That's how it is. Spot on.
Still made the best point, I think, this week in reference to Brentford and their manager. Well done, Stel. You've got to get one right 1 week.
I don't even know what I said. It was like,
no, is it in reference to the Brentford manager doing better than Frank with all the players gone? Yeah, he's doing better than him. Why? Why is he doing better than him? He shouldn't be, in theory.
Because the team's following him, Maz. It's as simple as that.
I think he's a better coach than Frank. I think he's
I don't know. All we can judge him, all we can judge all these guys on is what we see on the pitch. At the end of the day, the team is following a manager. Even when you're watching, even if a team is not getting the results, you can see the effort that they're putting in there. You can see it, man. You can see when we know Tottenham well enough to know there are players in that team that are not playing for this manager. They're not.
Iggy, look at the way against Brentford, Sade and Coyote would run up the flanks, pass it in, overlap, receive the ball back, and go. Okay, that's coached. The way their fullbacks.
Frank was holding Brentford back. I love it.
Oh my god, guys! Do you think now that Kudus is injured, we should go to Crystal Palace and loan Brennan Johnson back?
Do you reckon he'll come?
Yeah.
You know what I said to
you know what I could get on board with? Sorry, you go on.
Ryan Mason coming back,
No.
Anyone else found really ironic that they gave Johnson a number 11 shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Johnson. Yeah.
Adam Johnson used to have number 11.
Yeah.
And no one thought, why are we giving this guy number 11 for? He's got Johnson number 11 at the back. I just thought it was hilarious.
Probably up for it.
Maybe just me. I don't know. It went over a lot of people's heads when I said it.
If Frank decided to blood in the kids more to replace some of the substandard players that aren't performing, I would be on board with that. But he hasn't decided to go down that route. And he's just stuck with the investments, i.e. Bergvall and Gray. So, like, as an example, Donnelly. Why have we given him a shot on the left wing?
Who just called him back, actually, I think.
Yeah, to reloan him back out, though, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know.
We've sent the Japanese kid out again to Kai. He's gone again.
Yeah.
Solomon's gone again.
Like if he's building for the future, right, then he could do what we said just before Ange came 3 years ago. That now is the time to start trying out some of these kids, right? If you're going to build a team and this project for the future.
Yeah.
But he's not even doing that. He's not even doing that. Because with that, then you can say, right, okay, we're not playing well, but you're building a nucleus of a young side that's going to be with us for the next 5-6 years. You know, let's see how things go. But he's not done that. He's just stuck with the old guard. Therefore, by sticking with the old guard, you expect performances and results. But what he's doing...
Do you listen to his post-match
No, I can't stand
post-match, or
and
do you look at him straight? Do you look at him straight in the eyes and you're thinking, "Yes, that's my gaffer, my manager."
He's speaking more shit than fucking Ange at the moment. I can't listen to him.
Ange spoke a lot of shit. But at the very least, the only thing I'll say about Ange that I liked is, like, if he got shit, he gave shit back, and I didn't. You know, he always found a way to.
He's so Mediterranean, isn't he? He's like my dad.
But he defended himself, man.
He's like my dad. Same thing.
But he defended. But at the very least, he had a character about him. You can see how the players. I thought to myself, even if I don't like him, I can see why the players would go for a brick wall for him. Do you know what I mean? Because he sold a good story to them.
Mate, the way he speaks to the players is different. The way he speaks to the players, he's a motivator.
And we've seen some of the videos that. We know that when he spoke to the players, and we see he had some of them. But this guy here, man, I'm like, man, it don't.
Mate, do you know what he did before? Do you know what he did? Do you know what he did before the cup final against Man United? Do you know what he did?
Is he brought the stories of them as a little when they were little or something like that?
No, that's when he first joined. He went round to their families and said, "Make me a video saying you're so proud of your boy, your husband, your whatever." And tell them good luck in the final and you believe they're going to do it. And before kickoff, he played them the video, each of them, of their family, to them.
Fair enough, man. At the end of the day, look, you got to invent something.
Why did he play a fucking high line?
I'm talking about his motivational skills. This is what I mean. The same way people can't wait to go on Vicario. People just can't wait to go in on Ange, man. Vicario and Ange is the same thing, man.
Forget it. I just think you should let that go. Or maybe I should just do what you do.
Say that, all right.
I'm gonna have a picture of Vicario. I'm gonna have a picture of Vicario behind me next week. Like the way you've got your picture of your.
Where's the watch? Where's the watches? Listen, well done for reaching the final, isn't it?
Iggy, you get one of Vicario. JP, you get rid of
because
Timo Werner,
I'm not
and
all
Baz
hell
Ward
bent.
Johnson,
If I
and see how
don't
many
think
people
a
watch
goal,
us next week.
if at the end of the day, man, for me, I know I've already heard that he's been tapped up by Inter Milan for next season, and he's already given the go ahead if they can find an agreement with the club.
It's
We got
Kinski's time
Kinski.
to rise.
Iggy, let's be serious, right? You can't say that Vicario hasn't deserved criticism.
Name me a player who hasn't deserved criticism this year. One.
Doesn't mean
There isn't one, exactly.
So what I'm trying to say, he's on par. What I'm trying to say, he's no different to anyone else in the team right now. So why is it only him? That's what I'm trying to get at. If we're going to give shit to players, they should all be getting it. You don't save it for the last man right at the back.
Because he can't kick a ball. He can't pass out from the back.
But he wasn't able to kick a ball.
He blames other players when he fucks up.
When he was good. Maz, he wasn't kicking the ball right even when he was playing well. The difference was he was saving us a lot of points.
He can't take a goal kick.
Making saves. He was good. He's made a lot in a lot of games this season. He's saved us. But we bypassed all of that. Do you remember Monaco away? Do you remember us in that game? Who got us those points, man? So we conveniently forget when he does well because it's far easier to criticize.
How comes you didn't defend Timo Werner like this?
Yeah, and Richarlison like this.
Come on, man. Listen, I don't have a problem if we can find a better goalkeeper. Then by all means, go and get him. If we need a goalkeeper that's better with his feet,
Iggy, look, JP raises a good point, mate.
He's
why aren't you defending Richie like this?
I was wondering how long it would take for that comment to come up. He's Italian. I don't care. I loved Lloris and he was French. It don't matter. At the end of the day, if a keeper is good, keep him. If you think you can get a better if you think Kinski's better, and they are only the manager.
Look, and also, because I'm just being joking.
I don't care.
Right? In all seriousness, what I think Frank should be doing with someone like Vicario and all the players, because they all deserve blame, is do what Pochettino done. When Pochettino saw they didn't train very well or they were underperforming on the pitch, he wasn't scared to put in a kid in their place to say to them, just because you're a senior player doesn't mean I ain't going to drop you. And having that fear factor in the team builds. I don't know. Actually, what's the best way to describe it? It builds competition, right? Because they know that I better put a shift in because
it also lets the
kid's going to come in front of me.
That is. You will get your chance, and then it's up to you when you're in the team to make sure you stay in the team. But I get that. I'm in agreement with that.
But I'm disappointed that Ange didn't do that. Well, I think Ange is crap, but Ange didn't do that, and Frank hasn't done that. And I would have thought that Frank, being this coach, would implement something like that. Like, still, why don't you've done coaching?
I love the way you look at coach. He is a coach.
Well,
coach.
Head coach or manager.
Is that what? Imposter. He's a coach.
Still, in all seriousness, seeing as you've done coaching, why don't more managers do that? And why doesn't specifically Tottenham managers do that? Why is it only Pochettino that done that? Like with anger.
Yeah, he had good players in the squad. He did have good players.
So done what, Maz?
Drop a experienced player if he's not playing well.
In Pochettino's first season, he quickly weeded out the bad eggs of the squad that he didn't like, right? And he wasn't scared to put in the Ryan Mason, the Bentalebs, the Carrolls, the young players in when players didn't perform. So why hasn't Frank got that same mentality? Because
Pochettino struck the balance between experimenting and winning games. If we're in free fall right now, we're in complete free fall. Whereas Poch, he got off to a shaky start, but the season got better and better as it went on. So it bought him time to just try things out. Whereas Frank,
he's in free fall, so he can't do it. Yeah,
he's petrified. He's absolutely petrified of starting a kid, and then we lose.
If that's the case,
and then he has to explain why he started that kid.
But we say that, but still, and here's my counter to that.
Basically, to answer your question, Poch wasn't risk averse. Frank is risk averse. That whole speech Frank said, to not take risk is the biggest bollocks anyone's ever spouted.
He's lying. He lied from day one.
That was his "we will make you proud" moment. That was just ridiculous.
I think he is taking, to a certain extent, he's taking risks, because why is he sticking with Gray? Why is he sticking with Bergvall when they're not ready yet? Even though I like Bergvall as a
listen, if Frank was a proper risk taker,
he's playing Odegaard, for God's sake.
You go to a back three, push the full backs up, and just keep Polina there. Play two up front, one behind.
Yeah, but
be more risk taking. Frank's idea of taking risk is trying Odegaard in the 10. Ooh, risk. It's not risk.
But Odegaard's still a youngster, relatively though, isn't he? He's still 19 years old, however old he is. So is Bergvall's 18, Gray's 18 or 19 or however old they are. So what I mean is he's willing to, and this is where I think that maybe ENIC or the club are like, because we bought these players, we have to play them. Because they paid £40 million for Gray, they have to play him. Because they paid 10 million for Bergvall, they have to play him. Do you see what I mean? Because they paid 30 million for Odegaard, they have to play him.
I just think that just some managers just get it, Maz. Some managers just get it, and it was clear that the players enjoyed playing under Poch. It's clear that they enjoyed playing under Redknapp. I don't think they enjoyed playing under Jose. I think they liked Jose, but they didn't enjoy playing football under him. Whereas Frank, I think the players aren't sure of Frank. I don't think they know what they think of him, and I don't think they enjoy the football. That's why Van der Ven.
I don't think Jose was there long enough, though. Still, to be honest, he wasn't really there long enough to say they didn't enjoy. We still got to a cup final. We're still 5th or 4th in the league when he left us.
I don't. Yeah, but Jose bypassed the midfield. He just sent it long. He bypassed the midfield. So if you're a midfielder, it's not enjoyable. If you're Ndombele, it's hard to enjoy that.
But Jose Ndombele under Jose had his best ever period for Spurs.
Do you know what? It's true. It's weird. Jose was a weird one. Jose was weird. Do you know what?
Yeah, but then he was really shit in that FA Cup, wasn't he? And he dragged him off.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I think if you can take criticism, Jose is the best manager you can have. If you can't handle criticism,
he does it for a reason, doesn't he? He does it for a reason.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you can handle criticism to improve your game, you're going to love Jose because he'll tell you what you need to hear. Whereas if you can't handle criticism, you're fragile. Jose's a disaster for you. He'll break you. I think Conte's probably of that kind of mold as well. Whereas I think Poch just had that balance of, I know when to be tough and lay down the law, but I know when to back off and just let you have freedom. I think with Frank, he's just a bit of a geek, isn't he? Just a bit of a nerd. That's why they call him the professor. He's just he's like a laboratory technician. He's harmless, but he's not really gonna. He's not gonna. You know what?
I still think that he obviously needs to steady the ship and start getting a more consistent run of form. But I still believe that every player shouldn't have their place guaranteed. A bit like what Poch did. And if you're not performing, put in the kids. And if they're following what you're doing, then you stick with them.
David, I'm sorry. I agree with you, Maz. I'm sorry. You're clueless. Go look at the team Poch inherited. Go look at the squad he had in his first season that finished 6th.
Oh, rubbish.
And ended the season very strong. Go look at that squad before you call anyone clueless. Take a look in the mirror. He got rid of 12 players in that summer. 12 after his first season. Hey, we had players like fucking Fraser Campbell.
Yeah.
What, mate? We had what's his name? Churchill-Les. We had
Kirikes, yeah.
We had a dog shit team, man.
But in terms
Harry Kane was non-existent then. When Poch came, Harry Kane was a nobody.
In terms of what David's saying, though, but I bet they could still trap a ball and pass a ball to their teammates.
Our players can trap a ball and pass a ball, but we're not coached to play that passing possession game. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier. If you look at the data of all our players this year and all the players from last season, every player bar 2 has dropped off in terms of successful passes, pass completion, attacking play, shots. All of them have dropped. That's coaching.
Sean was on the money pulling up those stats. I think he's done a good job.
Because I spoke about it.
He's a fraud, though, because he still backs Enoch and Levy. I won't ever forget that. But hey.
Yeah, he does. He does like Enoch. No, it's more of a reason to not play kids or buy kids. The team needs top players. Yeah, but at the same time, if it's not working, why not give young players a chance?
Like, I don't understand why we haven't given some of our kids. Yeah, well, not Scarlett, because I don't think he's been very good. But you know, part of me thinks, why did he loan out Lancashire? Why did he loan out Donnelly? Because they're the two that I think maybe could have done a job for us in certain aspects.
Oh, did you see that Vučković's goal that I sent you guys? He won the.
Yeah, he's been doing brilliant, by the way. He's been doing brilliant. Yeah,
he won goal of 2025 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the kids are the answer for the benefit of the chat. All I'm saying is that you need to have competition in the squad.
To create drive in the current players.
Exactly, and you need if he's the manager that if he's going to be the manager that you're going to build a project with, and then now is the perfect opportunity to blood in these youngsters you want to see them progress, a bit like what Poch did in the beginning.
Guys,
but maybe that's asking too much.
I told you, they're not going to go down this youth project. They're not doing it. I was told it 2 years ago, and ever since then, it's all come true. They're not interested. They're not interested in our youth. Believe you me. You see Mikey Moore, I bet you he gets sold to Glasgow Rangers. I bet you at the end of the season we sell him.
That'd be a travesty.
I think there's probably better clubs he can go to.
No, but I think he'll go there because it's comfortable. His family are up there. I think we'll probably sell him and cash in the money. Do you know what? I blame Nike for all this. It's all fucking Nike's fault. Do you remember as soon as we got that Nike contract, they came out with all that shit. We will rise. To dare is to rise. Mate, we
they're thinking we're a cake.
I'm going to find it. Do you remember that shit?
We're done.
We've fallen ever since they said it. Here it is. Look, I've got it. Here it is.
The type of flour.
That's
it. We used the wrong flour.
We will rise. Mate, we've been falling ever since we said it. We will. They did that whole campaign. And they used Eric. Do you remember they used Eric Dyer for some of it as well?
Yeah. I remember I took a photo. I think there was a mural that they put up on 4th Street.
This one we came. Watch us rise. he left. He left. That's how much we rise.
I still like that kit though.
Oh my god, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. Right. Mate, who in the night department said, let's do a mural with Eric fucking Dyer?
There was a mural. I swear there was a mural. I took a photo of it on 4th Street.
He's going to get buried. He's going to get buried in the stadium, isn't it? That's what he wants. I do bear. He's 21. Thanks.
He got buried loads of times in that stadium.
He's
a champion, mate. Eric Dyer's moved on and he's won cups.
Mate,
don't
do
you know be dissing him?
Yeah, can't deny him.
Do you know what? You actually can't write this. You actually can't write this.
Yeah, watch me rise in Germany.
I'm going to get
That's a good one, Psycho.
I'm actually going to get counted for this, right? First of all, right? Look, we put a mural on the high street of Eric Dyer.
That's the one.
Okay? But he's in a dodgy car park, to be fair.
Mate, we put the mural above the disabled bay. That's a disabled parking spot.
I'm going to hell. That's it. I'm going to hell because of you. Oh dear.
That's me. Listen, guys. Thanks for watching Spurs Corner. This is the last show.
That's shocking.
We'll be back with a new name next week. I don't know, the Spurs 4 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's a fact, though. It is a disabled sport.
Look at this. Eric Dyer, Watch Us Rise, and we put the mural in the disabled parking section of the car park. You can't write this shit.
That's just Tottenham, innit?
That's unbelievable, man. Who signed off on that? Who went over there and said, yeah, done, signed,
Oh dear.
approved?
Dear.
Do you know what, man? That was the beginning of the end. Watch us rise. And we just, okay.
Anyway. So what's our predictions for Bournemouth then? JP?
1-1. Sorry.
2-1 Totties.
See, right, hold on. JP, I need to call you up on this.
Yes.
When we were telling the Sunderland fans that we ain't going to win, and we were all telling the Sunderland fans, you were telling them, no, we're going to win 3-1, 3-1 Tottenham.
2-1, I said, right?
2-1 Tottenham. And I remember I said to you, JP, just think about this.
No, I know. But we were fine in the first half. We were flying, 1-0 up. The team were on the go. And
so
what
you
happened?
think everything's going to go right against Bournemouth then?
I think because Bournemouth have not won in 10 games and we're good away, I think we're going to nick it.
All right, do you know what? Okay, JP
That's
says
my
2-1.
reasoning.
Why not? 2-1. Iggy?
I think 2-2.
2-2, yeah. Maz?
I think without Kudus, we're in big trouble, mate. I can't see how we're even going to attack. So I think that we're going to lose 2-0.
The thing is, all those results are all possible. That's the thing. We can't predict this Tottenham side. Home, even more so away. We can't predict. It's really hard.
I don't see how we're going to score goals. Everyone's saying Tottenham are going to win.
I can't. One of the frustrating things in football has to be to follow an unpredictable football team. That is one of the worst. It's a massive headache. Yeah, listen. At the end of the day,
we got Ben Davies.
If Bournemouth, the way they play and stuff like that against us, they'll probably fancy their chances. And again, you have to look at who we put in our first 11. I mean, Ben Davies came out of the woodworks on Sunday, so who knows? I mean, he might be played again tomorrow.
Can I say something?
The funny thing is, still, he came on and showed us he was the corner taker. Next time he starts, he showed us how to score goals.
Yeah.
Ben
there's
Davies
nothing to say that he won't start tomorrow, man. Maybe not play the whole game, but he'll probably start tomorrow.
He's got more Premier League goals than Moani. Ben Davies has got more Premier League goals than. By the way, Ben Davies does this every single season, and he steals a fucking career. And come May, he's going to get a contract extension because he does this every year. He doesn't play for the club. You don't hear anything about him. And then randomly during the season, there's a few injuries, and Ben Davies suddenly appears. Right? Every year.
Then you hear his marketing team. He's a top professional. Professional.
Top professional. He'll have one good game. Oh, look, steady Eddie. He's a good 6, 7 out of 10. And then he gets regular starts. And what happens? He has an absolute stinker. He gets absolutely bullied, ripped, shredded. Everyone realizes, oh, actually, we forgot. You're fucking shit. And then once he's cost us, then people say, why is Ben Davies starting? Why is Ben Davies still here? Then they go back to that conversation. It goes quiet, and then he gets a contract, and we repeat the cycle every year. So if he starts against Bournemouth, expect a stinker. Expect an absolute stinker. Mark my words. Semenyo is going to eat him alive. Absolutely rip him.
I think because of that, it's more than likely Spence will be back in the starting lineup.
I don't know how Ben Davies does it, man. I don't know how this guy.
But you're right. It's about the same time every year, right?
Mate, he did it under Ange, he did it under Conte, he did it under Mourinho, he did it under under every manager. Just finds a way just to. It's like that 16-year-old that's got fake ID and they just somehow get into the club. Somehow they get let into the club. Anyway. What did you say, Maz? 2-0 to Bournemouth?
I think we're going to lose 2-0 because I can't see how our attack without Kudus is going to do anything. We're going to rely on like Van de Ven or Romero to score again. That's just going to be like.
Look at this. Reactionary still. Ben Davies has been doing it for 11 years and you call me reactionary. I've got over it. I've got.
He's hooked with everyone for 11 years, isn't it? It's like not every year the same.
He's been doing it since 2013, right?
Same time every year.
He's been doing it since 2013. Oh my God! Do you know? I hope Frank doesn't take a liking to Davies, man, because they all do it. They all like him, don't they? He's just like,
you know what? Do you think they've kept Davies around just to like for him to see off all of our old players? Like they kept him there for Eric Dyer, they kept him there for Sanchez, they kept him there for Son, they kept him there for Cade, they kept him there for Lucas Moura. It's like there just to see everyone off.
Maz, he saw off Daniel Levy.
They kept him there for Daniel Levy to see him off.
That's saying something, man. That is saying something now.
Do you reckon he was there for Donna Cullen as well? Like when Davies turned up and said, Donna, after I'm here for you.
He's going to be here until Vinay's gone, Joe Lewis's kids are gone.
I reckon he's the next.
Do you reckon they keep him there for every new manager that comes in so Davies can show them around the training ground and the club and stuff?
He's the concierge, isn't he?
He's the concierge.
He drives that little cart around.
Oh my God. If Ben Davies stays, I'll personally fly down to book your tickets now. Book your ticket now and get it cheap. Yeah, watch him stay here next season. Oh my God. Anyway, all right, guys, listen, thank you for watching. Big up everyone in the chat. Smash a like, subscribe, all the good stuff. We'll be back next week. Back to normal. Spurs play next week at all? Do we know?
It's not.
Yeah, we're playing Wednesday and Saturday, isn't it?
No.
What, next week, Wednesday?
No.
I had the games up.
The next game is the West Ham game on the
17th. Yeah.
FA Cup weekend.
But I have lots to talk about, though, anyway.
Midweek.
So during the midweek, there's no games?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next Wednesday, 8 p.m. We'll be discussing our trip to Bournemouth, the FA Cup game against Villa, any transfers, if any happen, any injury updates. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed we beat Bournemouth and we go through to the next round of the Cup.
And it'll be a lot more structured, hopefully, next time. We just went straight in on Frank from minute one.
Hey, let's see if Frank's here next week.
It's the main topic.
Frank might not be here next week. I'm telling you, he might not be here.
Oh,
He probably will be.
Well, actually, 1 minute, because I know we all need to go to bed, right? If Frank loses to West Ham and he gets knocked out of the FA Cup, surely at that point they've got to pull the cord.
I told you, if we lose to West Ham, I want him out. I will go full blown Frank out if we lose to West Ham. But
God, are we doing this again? we started again.
You started the show.
Start Frank getting round
We started again.
Anyway, on that note,
listen, we've taken a lot of shit for the last 5 years, but there's a limit to everyone. My limit with this guy. There's no way I'm watching us lose. There's no way I'm going to White Hart Lane, sitting there for 90 minutes and watching West Ham beat us. Not this West Ham. This relegation going to the Championship West Ham. I can't take that. I can't.
Cool.
No way.
Right. Anyway, on that note, thanks everyone.
Yeah. On that positive note.
Ciao.
Big up, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Iggy, you have to watch the end of the outro.
I will. I'll stay up just for that.
Is the outro the same as the intro?
Yeah. Big up, everyone.
Okay. All right, boys and girls, take care. I hope you enjoyed the outro. Peace.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
Smash the like.